We're live. Welcome again to the wonderful adventures of the Kobold crew. Ow. Ow. My foot.
Sorry.
No, don't laugh at my misery. Don't laugh at my pain.
I'm just laughing because you were trying to be really serious, and then you hurt yourself and ruined it.
Yes, I
After
know.
you started, and it was just poor timing, but it was funny timing.
A
You'll laugh
really
later.
auspicious start.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So, are you guys ready to play some D&D with kobolds?
I surely am. But don't call me Shirley Ann.
All right, then I won't. Your name is Meepo.
Okay. Right.
Anyway. Last time, with our kobold friends, they had just brokered peace between the kobolds of the mine and the people of Tourmaline. Upon this culmination, and in order to get to the next leg of your journey, the party needed a faster way to get around 10 towns. To do so, the party went to a stable of axe beaks. However, due to short funds, the party bought the least expensive, but most aggressive of the bunch, an albino axe beak by the name of Muerte Blanca. A troublesome creature, but thanks to sharing a kindred spirit in Savage, the barbarian, they came to an understanding, and thus Muerte Blanca is a proper member of the party. At that point, after a well night's rest, you headed to Bryn Shander to find supplies as well as possibly hide from the wrath of the Druid Ravison. However, once you had came into the town, you were accosted by one of Torga's lackeys, who told you that Torga was in fact looking for you. You followed the directions that the lackey provided for you to a smithy called Black Iron Blades, to which Torga was conversing one of the smithies within. She told you, if you wanted to gain her trust, due to the previous suggestion from Savage, she would need you to do a task for her, specifically to find a pirate ship that was rumored to be trapped in the ice, in the sea of moving ice to the northwest of 10 towns. And in doing so, bring back a bottle of very expensive rum, which she hoped to sell for a pretty penny. Or copper, rather. And so, you got supplies and headed out into the tundra proper, to unfortunately which you had stumbled into a horrible blizzard. And in this blizzard, you were accosted and surprised by a pair of Yetis who got the drop on you. After dealing some heavy blows, and when things seemed slightly grim, you managed to turn the tide and slay these creatures. Unfortunately, you are wounded heavily in the process. And to which, now, at the scene of where you had ended, we now come back into it. So, with the adrenaline slowly fading away, you all take a moment and, after attempting some survival checks to carve and harvest parts of the Yetis, some more successful than others, you now have a moment of respite as the blizzard, after a few more hours, slowly begins to subside. And at this point in time, it is around, I would say, considering time, the time you had spent to get to Bryn Shander, I would say at this point it is around 5 o'clock, around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, around there, internally. Obviously, you don't have any specific time sources, but as kobolds, you have, a better, internal clock than most. So you have probably only, a few more hours until it's probably time to take a rest. And take a long rest, I should say.
Well, We already have a camp set up, sort of.
You do.
Plus or minus a couple of dead Yetis.
That is true.
Do we feel that snowstorm was a little bit conveniently timed for those Yetis, or are we just assuming that it's a coincidence or that they were following it or something?
Let's see. I will say, go ahead and make either survival or nature checks for me. For anyone who would like to. Okay, so 12 from... 12 from the Eldritch Cannon.
I don't think that it's making any nature checks.
I assume that's Skanuk, so I'm assuming that's just his bonus, but just using the Eldritch Cannon as the... So, okay, so that's a 12 for Skanuk, 11 for Hawks, and 9 for Savage.
City jokes.
You said nature or survival?
Nature or survival, your choice.
Which one am I less bad at?
Probably survival, because you get a plus to that because it's wisdom based, assumedly.
Right. I do get a plus to that.
Okay, well,
I'm also naturally 20ing it.
that is in fact,
All right.
that is
That snowstorm.
yes. So let me fill you in on some juicy deets. So snowstorms, of course, are fairly common. Blizzards, of course, very common. You know, Meepo, you've spent some time in the Dale, and you've spent some studying up on Yetis in general. Yetis specifically, they're at their best hunting during blizzards. They love to ambush creatures. It is easier for them to ambush because they hide better in snowy terrain, and they basically it basically makes the hunt easier for them, and it makes them harder for creatures to spot. So this was, it seems ill-timed, but that's because it's their natural way of hunting.
Right. So that snowstorm probably was natural, but with a natural snowstorm naturally comes Yetis.
I see.
If you get my meaning.
Yeah, you won't always find a Yeti in a snowstorm, but that's if you would find a Yeti there, they're probably hunting something. It's quite common to find them there, so it's not out of place at all.
I see. Well, now that it is cleared up, I'm assuming we can attempt to finish our rest.
Indeed,
Or attempt a rest.
You can certainly try. Sorry, that sounded more ominous than I meant it to. Yes, you may certainly attempt a long rest if you wish.
I wish.
Same.
Unless I'm using the spell, and then I'm going to wish for something better.
I mean, you are certainly welcome to. Let me just double check something in the.
I wish for world peace.
Unfortunately, your wish has been denied.
Aw.
The universe has
I have a feeling that that kind of wish would essentially just split the material plane in half. And
I think it would
die.
just fizzle out because it's not possible to.
God just comes down and says, "Yeah, I wish, buddy, but that's not how it works."
Right.
I wish for a ham sandwich.
Gets a hand sandwich. That's what you used a 9th level spell on? Yeah, it was
It's the
good.
best sandwich you've ever had. So
maybe it gives you world peace for like 5 seconds.
yeah, that's true. You wouldn't specify like how long the piece would be. So yeah, that would like
True.
Yeah.
No one gets hit, hurt, or damaged for 5 seconds, and he's like, huh. That was a pretty good 5 seconds.
Indeed. All right. So you all attempt to long rest. So you spend a couple hours patching up your wounds as well before you attempt the long rest itself. As you all begin to go to sleep, Savage,
Oh boy.
give me an intelligence saving throw. As you try and rest for the night, you toss and turn as your mind is. It's almost like there's this pressure at the base of your skull. This dull, aching throb that just presses up against you. And you feel this almost piercing sound. It's almost like, to describe it, it's almost like tinnitus, in a way. It's just this subtle ringing sound that it's not loud enough to wake you, but like you kind of like you toss in your sleep and you put your hands over your ears, but it doesn't seem to help. You kind of like wake up in the middle of the night, kind of panting, and then you see the crystal that you had gotten from the mine pulsing next to you. And you think to yourself, I had it on my person, but it's sitting there in the snow, 2 feet away from you. Just there, glowing, the dull, pinkish purple glow. And that same feeling of a desire coming from it, that it wants to connect to you so strongly. Do you deny it? Or do you allow it?
All out of pure curiosity and a kobold's basic desires of shiny power.
So you will attempt to attune to the crystal. Is that what you wish?
Yes.
Very well. You hold out an arm to reach for the crystal. And as you touch it and focus upon it, that familiar sensation that you remember all too well creeps into you again. Memories rush past of horrifying squelches and squealing and terrible laughter, pain visited on your body, all floods back to you. And for a moment, it's almost overwhelming, but then it ceases. And that tinnitus-like ring in your ears. Tell me, Savage, do you know deep speech? So you do. Savage. Where there was only ringing, becomes audible, becomes comprehensible. You hear an almost synthetic voice ringing into you. Emergency. Emergency. Life support systems failing. Coordinates. And it kind of brings out like a string of incomprehensible gibberish, but suddenly that gibberish becomes focused, and it almost becomes like a form of a pinging radar, which kind of makes you remember, oh, maybe that's what that ringing was as well. In addition to the language, you kind of pinpoint it, and you turn your attention to the south, specifically the southeast, to the spine of the world. And something else happens as you attune to the crystal as well. Your thoughts become more concise. And the crystal, let me see here. Double check something. Yes, the crystal begins to emanate that dim purplish pink light again. And as it does so, let's see here. What's your intelligence score, Savage?
8.
8? Okay. The dim light, which before previously was only kind of like dim light out to a range of 5 feet, suddenly becomes bright in that 5-foot radius, and dim light for around additional 5. And your mind focuses, and you can hear echoes of something in your mind. Kind of like shake your head for a minute. You kind of can't quite figure out what that is until you realize you're hearing the latent surface thoughts of your dreaming companions sleeping around you. It's faint, it's not focused because they are dreaming, but you hear slight echoes of their voices. You assume they're inner voices in your mind.
Not the moose.
You hear that coming clearly from Meepo. Not the moose. Not the moose. But other than that is all the crystal seems to give you. For now. So to be more specific, well, attuned to this crystal, you have a range of telepathy out to 30 feet, and the intensity of the crystal is bright feet, like I said, in a 5-foot radius around you, and dim light for an additional 5 feet. Also, we'll save that for later. Something else might happen. But for now, you can go back to finish your long rest. And you do so. You do still gain the benefits of long rest, but it's not as restful as you'd like it to be, as that ringing sound just keeps kind of pinging in your ear around every couple hours or so. So kind of like it messes with like your REM sleep. So like you're a bit slightly groggy when you wake up, but it's not enough where like you gain a point of exhaustion. Like you manage to get your sleep in.
Okay.
So, with that, you all wake up, and I need to make a couple different rolls.
Long rest. That goes up.
Yeah, so go ahead and
Spells come back.
Go ahead and speak amongst yourselves as I prepare something.
How did everybody sleep? I had a bit of a worrisome dream, but otherwise I slept all right.
Well, I slept like a baby. The absolute love.
I kept on waking up and thinking about how I want to turn this Yeti head into a helmet.
It's the size of you.
I mean,
That is true.
so,
It's quite large.
even more protection then.
Well,
Maybe a breastplate?
Ooh, that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
I'm just imagining, like, your head sticking out of its forehead where we make a hole, and then your arm sticking out of the eye sockets, and the leg out of the lower jaw.
Bear in mind that when I do the giant might, everything I'm wearing grows as well.
And the skull would, too.
Yep.
It certainly would. Okay, let's see here. Okay. So, I assume you head off. In that case, I'm just here.
I have no reason not to.
Very well.
ship full of treasure ain't gonna find itself. Hopefully.
I mean, it'd be nice if it did, and then presented itself to us.
Ah, yeah.
Then we wouldn't have to do half as much work.
Alrighty, so you all make your way across.
During that long rest, I switched out command back for Lesser Restoration because Lesser Restoration seems more useful.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yes,
Alright.
before we get any further into where that actually matters.
Alrighty. As you begin your travel, thankfully, the weather seems relatively clear today. So all you see above you now is just the black sky, the black darkened sky, as you travel forward. And eventually, you travel about a few hours to where you get to early afternoon. And I would like everyone to make perception checks for me. Okay. Double checking. Alright, so we got a 12, 9, 9, and Hux, you gonna roll perception?
Yes. Yes. 1 second. I just got lost in my own character sheet. There we go.
19.
For as unperceptive as I am, Hawks is doing a lot better.
Maybe that's the key to rolling well. The exact opposite in real life as you want your character to do. Except for death saves, we're not gonna do that.
This explains why Hickory is so competent.
Okie dokie. Need to double check something. So, in that case, let's see, we have a pretty low across the board except for Hawks. That is unfortunate. In that case, Hawks, you were the only one that sees this then. What you see, or rather, what you hear, sounds like the flapping of wings. And then it's like this, there's this whistling sound. Like the sound of rushing air and something falling. And for a second you think to yourself, I wonder what that is. And then you look up. And then you think to yourself, oh no. You see two winged creatures essentially dive bombing you from the sky. These creatures have faces like that of mules and stag-like horns, but they have the bodies of giant eagles. They're, if we consider size into play, they're around like double your size body-wise, and their wingspan extends about twice as long from that. If you'd like to, Hux, because you're the only one that sees them, you may make a nature check for me. Natural 20.
Cannot believe these are D&D. Holy shit. Okay. Never mind.
No, the actually this kind of makes sense. Hux, you have heard stories of other kobolds have told you of survivors of attacks from these creatures. They are called peritons. They are creatures that during their mating cycle like to rip out creatures' hearts, specifically humanoid hearts, and devour them so that they can begin their reproduction cycle. These creatures have an unnatural hunger that they seek to sate during that time, and it seems like, unfortunately, you are their next target. And so, I'm going to switch. It's going to be the same map from last time, but it's a different area. And I'm going to have...
Are we surprised?
Everyone except Hux is, so give me just a second to remove all turns.
So anyway, as Eldeth says, I'm freaking out.
Hold on to your hearts. We got company.
We got company. I have some sort of... Oh, from a spell I cast on myself last time. No longer on me.
Well, that's actually decent. I like how the tokens have the humanoid shadows.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It is fun. That's why I chose them. I could have just gone with the token with the ring around it, but these are... I saw this and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Weird.
Kind of terrifying.
It is terrifying.
These are peritons are really cool. Really cool.
They are really cool.
Stuff.
That's
I did not realize it would be D&D,
considering
like they're meant to be like transformed Atlanteans and like actual like mythology stuff. So it's cool.
In actual mythology, all I ever heard was that they were made up for crests and like heraldry.
I know that for a while Forge World had a Periton model for age. Well, it was originally for Warhammer Fantasy Battles, but it was one of the things that I don't think survived the last time they updated the Monstrous Arcanum stuff. Otherwise, I absolutely would have been all over trying to get one for my beasts. But alas.
Alrighty. Okay, so in that case, Hawks, you are the first one to react. I'll say, let's see. Right now in the air, they're around... They would have had enough time to fly around, like, right here, 30 feet above you. So they're around, like, around that kind of area.
Alright, well... all of my resources back, which is good. I have a hand axe to throw, which is also very good in this case. So, I think we're going to start this off by moving up and hucking a hand axe at this guy right here.
Alrighty. Go ahead and make that hand axe throw.
Yeet. Whatever the giant word for yeet is.
I was gonna say, I wonder what the giant word for yeet is.
You know what? Hold on. It's not going to be completely accurate. No, never mind.
I
I'm not
sound
going
my
to take the
barbaric
time. I'm not
yelp
going to take the time
over
to
the
look that up.
rooftops of the world.
Okay, so that will definitely hit. Yeah, 21. So for 6 points of damage. Yeah, at this point, now all of you hear. You kind of look up to what Hawks is doing, and you hear the axe fly through the air and then hit something with significant force, and you hear this terrible screeching as it does so.
Stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
Alrighty, is that all you want? Is that all you can do on your turn?
I think I have other options, but I'm gonna hold on to them for now.
Okay. Alright, so Savage is surprised. Let's see. Does anyone else have like the alert feat or anything like that, or?
I don't think my subclass gives me anything, but let me double check just in case.
Yeah, just
I do not have.
Just making sure, just in case anyone had it.
Nah.
Okay.
I've got a couple levels to go before I can use a reaction rage.
Gotcha. Let's see here.
I think it's 7th that barbarians get like
Yep.
no surprise and also advantage.
Feral Instinct can use a bonus action or a reaction to rage to not be surprised, and then advantage on initiative.
Oh, I see. Alright. So as it comes to their turn, again, Hawks, that whistling sound, they like that one as it screeches out, it continues barreling forward down towards you. And the other one barrels down towards I'm gonna roll a D2. 1 for Skunnock and then 2 for Savage.
What? What?
Man. Alright, so first one, I'm gonna use do Skunnock first. So that's gonna be it's natural 1 for the first one. As it tries to gore you with its antlers, and then it's gonna try and follow that up with its talons. With an 18, does that hit you?
Can you take reactions on a surprise round?
Unfortunately, you cannot.
So it does hit me.
Okay.
You can if your initiative step was before the.
It is not. Okay.
Oh, okay. That is true. Okay, so unfortunately you were not. But okay, that's good for
Good to know, but not good to know. But not this time.
Thank you for reminding me for that, Mike.
Yeah, so Savage would be able to, but no one else.
Okay, so that's gonna be
That makes sense.
2d4 plus 3. In addition to... so that's gonna be 20 points of piercing damage against you, Skunnock.
I'm sorry, how much?
20.
Ow.
And as it does so, it almost fell as soon as it like dives into you with that same frightful speed as it dives. It swoops back up into the air, and as you try to make a reaction attack, unfortunately, with its flyby ability, you do not get an opportunity attack. Yes.
I'm really tempted to invoke the Cloud Rune here. Yeah.
Is that a reaction? Is the Cloud Rune a reaction?
It is a reaction.
Yes, but I.
Oh,
able
you
to react.
weren't surprised.
You wasn't
That's
surprised?
right.
Yes. You know what? I'm gonna save Skunnock a lot of pain and use the Cloud Rune to take the attack from Skunnock, who is within 30 feet of me, to this other Praeton, which is also within 30 feet of me.
It will be, because it is heading right for you, so yeah, it will also be within 30 feet of you. So, yeah. Let's see here.
That is a wonderful thing to do. Thank you very much.
What an ability! Wow.
Yeah, the two runes I picked are really good at trying to like protect and support your allies, and I'm really happy I picked them.
God damn it. So as as the God dang it, as the Periton swoops down to strike Skanuk with its talons. Skanuk, you kind of like hold your hands in front of your face, screaming ah, and then suddenly a gust of cloud just whooshes in, and and suddenly where you thought there was going to be pain, there is none, and instead you hear ah! As suddenly you see beside you, Hawks, the one you see that the one that was gunning for you, still gunning for you, but suddenly its face is slashed to ribbons in front of you, and it is just screeching in pain. And using that fury, it's going to make an attack on you. 2 attacks specifically.
Alright.
Let's see here. So that
Put up my shield and do my best.
Alright, so that is going to be an 18 for the first one.
18 is just enough to hit.
And a 21 for the second one.
That will also hit.
Okie dokie. So, this is my card also. So I'm just gonna add up that damage dice together because these damage dices are the same for the gore attack. You take 15 points of piercing damage, and from the talons you take 7 points of piercing damage as it dive bombs you and just starts goring and clawing you, and in that same motion flies back up 30 feet, too quick for you to swipe at it. However,
Too fast, too quick.
yeah, too fast. I'm a force of nature. But it is bleeding heavily, and you get the feeling that it's not going to stick around for much longer. So it's 30 feet back, 30 feet up in the air, as is its ally. That is their turn. And so we go back up to the top of the order. Back to you, Hawks, again.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move to where my hand axe is on the ground and scoop it up. So I'll probably be beneath this one.
Right.
I'm going to use my bonus action to activate my second wind.
Okay.
So that'll be a d10 plus 4. So I'll get 8 hit points back. It's not much, but it's not nothing either, which I'm, pretty content with. And I will do the same thing. I will yeet the hand axe back up into the air after the one that attacked me.
Okay. A 14? That will be enough. Go ahead and roll damage. Okay, that is exactly the amount that you needed to finish it off. You throw the axe into the air just quickly as you pick it up. And then it impacts it solidly right in the middle, between the two horns, right in the skull. And boom, gets knocked back. Does a triple backflip as it collides into the ground. Dead. Very good. Is that all you wish to do on your turn?
That's all I can do.
Okay. Savage. Big scary bird-like monster. What do you do?
I'm gonna bonus action rage, and let's go ahead. And
As a reminder, it is 30 feet up in the air.
yeah, let's go with tail again this time. And I'm gonna hold my action to use my longsword on it when it comes into range.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Alrighty. So, keep holding your action for when it comes into range, which is not a very smart creature, so it will do just that. As it goes after... Yeah, it goes after Skanuk again. 15 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Chop.
Ooh.
Wow.
Choppity chop. Not insignificant amount of damage, as it is quite hurt from that. However, in that same motion, it does go after Skanuk, so I will have to roll 2 attacks. However, I will say it won't use all of its attacks on Skanuk. It will lash out its talons after it will make its Gora attack against you, Skanuk. Let's see, so that'll be... Oh yeah, that's not going to hit you, Skanuk.
So this?
Yeah, it's gonna be...
Try harder, shitbag.
Yeah, so because it didn't go straight for you, Savage, it will not get the the dive bomb bonus if it does hit you with its talons. So let's see here. So it's going to hit you with its talons, though, Savage, for a 23 to hit.
Um,
And if you don't save yourself from the 23, you will take 10 points reduced to 5 of piercing.
yeah, no, I didn't save that.
Oof. Unfortunate. So unfortunately, you do take 5 points of damage. But thankfully, you are a tanky boy. As it flies back up into the air, that'll end its turn. Meepo.
Well, who's hurt?
Savage and Hawks, I think.
Hawks more than me, probably.
Skanuk then.
No. Savage and Hawks.
Oh, Savage and Hawks. Right.
Hawks saves Spuck's scaly ass, and he is extremely appreciative.
Right.
You suddenly look over and see the bleeding form of Hawks. Like, he's still up, like, he's pretty solid, but, like, you know, you see all the scratch marks, and it's, you know, it's nasty. Yeah, meanwhile, this whole time, Muerte Blanca has been, like, just, like, honking and, like, just, like, trying to challenge them to, like, come down and face me, but he has been ignored. Healing word on you, Hawks.
And bonus action resistance on Skanuk.
Bonus action resistance? That is an action.
Sorry, action resistance, because bonus action healing word.
Ah, gotcha, okay.
Had my action economy backward, but correct.
Yeah, backward, but in the right, still correct. Alright.
So, based on Hawks's nature check, I do know these things go after humanoid hearts specifically, which explains why it's not
Correct.
Going after.
I do
Actually-
know that.
not going after Blanca. Interesting.
And not after
So-
Bean or Sinar either.
Healing word, did it already roll for me, or am I gonna have to roll
You'll
myself?
have to
I'll
roll. It
roll
didn't
myself.
seem to roll for you.
Plus my modifier, which is 5, I think, but I'm gonna double check. Yeah,
Okay.
pretty good.
8 points.
That's
for
not
Hawks.
bad.
8
Back up
Hawks,
to 30.
and then Skanuk has resistance for a turn,
Cool.
which is like a bless for saving throws, I think.
Alrighty. Is that your turn, Meepo?
Yeah, that'll be my turn.
Alright. You know, I have not had Sinar into the turn order. However, I don't think he can do a whole lot here. Skanuk, it is your turn, though.
And how hurt does the one that tried to eat me look?
That longsword attack really, it did a number on it. It's still okay. However, you get the sense that like a couple more hits like that might take it down.
Right? How far away is it?
Right now, it is 30 feet in the air.
Oh, that's not nearly far enough away. Alright. Gonna shoot it.
Take the shot. Ooh, that's definitely gonna hit.
Skunk is angry.
8 points of piercing damage, not bad at all. Alrighty. Yeah. Is that all you do on your turn?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Nope, so
I don't really want to use my one-a-day cannon for this one, honestly.
Not fair enough. Conservation of resources is a smart thing. So in that case, if that is where you want to stay, Hawks, it would be your turn again.
So Hawks is going to retrieve his hand axe. And since I really don't have the weapon switching action economy to switch from the hand axe to the battle axe, I'll just hold on to it for now. And I'm going to take a cue from what Savage did. I'm going to get over here. Maybe to right there, on the other side of Skanuk. And I'm also going to wait for it to dive down and hold my attack.
Okay. Very good, very good. Alrighty. So, in that case, Savage, it'll be back to you.
Bloody coward. Oh. Oh, I know. I'm gonna hold my action. Yeah.
Alrighty,
Yeah.
you do so. In that case, let me see. Let me double check its intelligence. It's not terribly smart.
Snuck is going to be screaming and hopping up and down.
Okay, I will give it an intelligence check just to see how it's feeling right now, because it is slightly lower health. Okay. The creature kind of like flaps its wings. It looked. You see, it looked over to its fallen companion, and it starts to fly away. It seems that it has given up on this combat.
Interesting.
However, if you wish to, even though you say you were holding your actions to attack out if it got close, I will let you have like, I will say because you were waiting, I'll let you like throw something as it tries to fly away.
Well, I did have my hand axe ready, so... Yeet.
Ah, unfortunate. As it whizzes in the air past, that does give enough time to fly away, unfortunately. As it does have a very... With its dash, it's able to fly like 120 feet away. It moves incredibly fast at its fastest. Thankfully, though, that will mean this combat has come to an end.
Okay, so Canuck's range is with the crossbow is 320 feet. Can I make a disadvantage attack on it?
I'll let you do that as it tries to fly away. I'll let you do that much. Ah, one AC away. Its AC is 13. That is so close, but unfortunately no cigar.
All right.
But that was a good try. Good try.
Hawks will retrieve his hand axe.
You do. I'll let you get your crossbow bolt back as well, Skanuk.
I am not using real crossbow bolts. I'm using magical ones.
Oh, right, because of the magical property of your
crossbow.
artificer crossbow. Yep. Yes.
That's kind of awesome.
That is actually.
Yep.
Really
it also ignores the loading property. So if I had multi-attack, that would be really nasty.
That's actually really cool. So, as you regain your composures, do you wish to take a short rest, or do you wish to simply carry on? Oh, jeez, map is all in the wrong place.
I used a couple of resources, but I don't necessarily think it makes sense to rest and recoup them just yet. So I'd be game for moving on if everyone else is.
I'm good.
I'm alright to move on.
Yeah, Canuck didn't use anything in that fight.
All right. Very good. So you continue on. It doesn't take much longer. Probably only around another... Let's say another 30 minutes or so. Before you start to see the sea of moving ice. A veritable shelf of cracked icebergs and ice shelves along the coastline as it just goes off into the distance. As far as the eye can see. You can hear the sounds of ice cracking all around you, almost deafening in some ways. And just that feeling of loneliness and emptiness kind of creeps over you all. How desolate and isolated this place is. And as you're scanning the horizon, you see your quarry. You see a dark oaken ship. Probably around, I'd say, half a mile away from you. Trapped in the ice. How do you proceed?
We need to be very, very careful. As always. Is there anything above us?
Make perception checks. Since you now have that fear instilled in you from above.
Right.
Of course.
It's gonna cruise the fear.
Oh, yes. 19, 18. Thankfully, for now, there doesn't seem to be anything above you. It seems like that Periton had, it had fucked around and found out too much and has not decided to mess around with you further.
Speaking of which, did we like do anything with the other Periton? The body?
That would have been up to you. Because I kind of glossed over that. But if you had wanted to harvest anything from the Periton, you are more than welcome to, if you so wish.
Maybe we should try to get the meat and antlers just as like an extra food
Would the
supply.
meat be any good?
I will say, with the natural 20 nature check that Hawks you did, you know for a fact that Peritons are considered to be slightly cursed creatures. Like, harvesting their materials might not be such a bad thing. Eating their meat, you know what their diet consists of. There may be some lingering effects by choosing to eat them, essentially.
I see.
The same way you would fear, eating like a vulture, like a creature that eats carrion meat. It's not necessarily a wise idea to do so for a Periton.
Well, let's see if we can't at least get its head.
Sure, you're more than welcome to do that. Go ahead and make a survival check for whoever wants to, with the advantage of someone is hoping.
I'll help.
Okay, I will do it. 13.
Okay, 13 will be enough to that'll be easy enough just to get the head. Yeah, easy enough. Clean cut. You get it off. You now have one Periton skull, or Periton head rather. Yeah, it's not. It does still have like the axe mark from the hand axe. However, it's not too badly damaged. It'll make like a good story piece with like a nice scar on the head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So we'll say that you had done that before you had moved out, of course.
Right.
Was there anything else that you wanted to harvest from it? Like maybe the wings, or like the feathers, or...
Oh.
Maybe we can make a feather pillow out of it. I'm interested in doing that.
Okay. With an 18, it I'll say that like maybe like adds like an extra...
The down feathers.
Maybe adds like some extra time. But yeah, you're able to... Yeah, I'd say you're able to get enough feathers. You're able to pluck it like a chicken. Enough where you can get a... Let's say like a, like a throw pillow's worth size of feathers.
Well, this'll be nice. Give me something to do in the tent when we're waiting.
Yeah, put that out in a nice bag, like rope it up, and yeah, you got a bag of Periton feathers. The plumage is actually quite nice, despite the terrifying nature of the creature. It's like its base is ruddy brown, but it has this brilliant blue and green tip to it. What on earth is that?
That was an accident. I clicked the wrong box. It was like an action in the attack and spellcasting box, but it didn't have anything listed.
Oops.
It was like a random action.
I guess so. Alright. So, before we had gone on that side thing, you had said you wanted to be careful, correct? Do you wish to make stealth checks then? As you move forward?
I skunk would, yes.
Okay, so whoever wants to make a stealth check can do so. I will have to make a check for Muerte Blanca as well, because, she is leading the charge.
I keep having to
we're
check my...
stealthing up to the ship. Is that what we're stealthing up to?
Yes, that is why I assume you're stealthing up to.
Before we do this, let me do an emboldening bond on everybody, or I guess while we do this, we
Okay,
can add
I'll let you do that. So in that case, if you wish to, you all may use a D4 to your rolls, which you may in fact need.
12.
Okay, that makes it
11.
that makes it better.
Hawks has got a 12.
He can only do it to 2 people.
Oh, only 2 people.
Oh, right. So I do it to myself and just Skanuk then, I think.
Okay.
Okay, so Hawks is 11 then.
Okay, that might be good. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. And then for Muerte Blanca.
We need to level up so I can do it to more people. That's what I've learned here.
Bumping up a real nice.
Hello, Muerte. She holds her bloodlust in just enough to be stealthy.
She's like camouflaged against the snow.
Exactly.
If-
Her albino
If I can
nature.
get up close to something, then I can go all out and kill it. But if I can't
Just the-
get up close to it, then it just runs away. So stealth is still important.
Indeed.
Just a pair of gleaming red eyes on the ice.
Oh god, it's terrifying. So, as you get closer, the whole rigging and mats of the ship, as you can tell as you get closer, are covered in a layer of ice. From the waterline to the vessel, it seems like it's about a 10-foot climb to get to the main deck. It looks like the sides of the hull are slippery and can't be climbed easily without using maybe either magic or some sort of climbing gear. As you look around the ice around this ship, looks to be extremely thick. So it doesn't seem like there's any risk of you breaking it, even with the weight of your handicraft, as it were, your improved vessel. As you get within 15 feet of the ship, you can see upon the bow, there you see the name of the ship. You see the name, the Dark Duchess.
Is that the one we were looking for?
Well, it is certainly a pirate ship, or some form of ship. As you do see, it is in fact a pirate ship, as you do see the remnants of a tattered flag, having a skull and crossbones. As well as within that 15 feet of the ship, you hear this loud thumping sound coming from within the ship. And you hear this other sound as well. You hear this
Right, do we want me to turn it if it is undead, or do we want to fight it off first?
Maybe
I'm gonna-
turn it if it starts winning.
Right, okay. And if somebody's possessed or something, I'm gonna turn it while it's in you.
I'm gonna move you to a map. As you all are contemplating this, let's see here. There is something else that you might notice. As you are kind of like taking stock of the ship, you do see there is a deer carcass on the other side of the ship as well.
Does it seem fresh, or is it...
Considering the nature of like the weather, like considering how it might preserve the body of the bitter, I would need you to make a medicine check for that.
I'll help him take a look at it if he chooses to.
Okay, I'll go ahead. Yeah, I'll go ahead and let you add a little bit to that.
Okay.
14 medicine. All right. With the 21 in medicine.
Oh,
was
and
the
I still
cost.
have that going. So 16 for me.
16. Okay. Okay. As best as you can tell, it seems relatively fresh. Something that you do notice is that whatever bit into this creature had a very large jaw. Enough that you imagine like it was enough to take apart the stomach and the ribs in one bite.
You think it's a walrus?
Yeah, I have my doubts.
Right.
How does it match up to the size of the Yetis?
Oh, the Yetis had like the Yetis like even though they were around, they were pretty big, but their mouths were kind of similar to gorillas in like the size of them and the size of their mouths. This whatever ate into this because this is an elk, mind you. This is like I might have said deer before. It is
It's a
You said
fairly
deer, but it looks like an elk.
yeah. So I said it looks like an elk. It's a fairly to keep in mind to keep into for perspective for oh my god I can't talk I'm sorry for
Perspective.
perspective for a creature to have a big enough jaw to take out both the stomach and the ribs in one bite, it had to have been a massive creature to have such a big enough jaw. It doesn't. The Yeti's mouths were tiny in comparison to this.
So it's the kind of thing that could probably eat us in one bite.
Probably.
Is what I'm understanding.
Maybe it's a dragon.
Do I know of anything it could be?
What's our group's policy on dragons?
Make a nature check, I suppose, Hawks.
I think it's fuck 'em.
All right. I understand the sentiment.
14.
What about them chromatic ones? Or not chromatic, metallic ones?
With a 14, Hawks. At best guess, you look at the markings where like the teeth would have been kind of serrating the flesh. You get the sense that it might have been something possibly reptilian in nature, but you don't know if it's a dragon or especially large reptile. It's too difficult to make sense of it, like what it could be exactly. But at the very least, you know it had to be massive in size for it to leave a bite that big. That you know for certain. As you contemplate this, for those of you who are close by to the ship where you are, so that would be Skanuk, Savage, and Meepo. That thumping sound kind of gets louder, and in addition to the snarling, you hear a high-pitched squeal. Several high-pitched squeals, actually. It's too muffled to like get a sense of language, but they are very high-pitched and very clearly distraught.
Right, that doesn't sound any good. Do we want to go, help? Something? Because I know I do.
Yeah, we should go take a look. Let me just scoot around back towards everyone else and
Right, I would've gone
scoot. So what is our best avenue for getting onto this thing?
So it seems like it's going to be a difficult climb. The best place to get on would probably be like where where Muerte is. It's the closest to the ground at 10 feet climb. However, it's going to be difficult because the frozen sides of the ship are very slippery. You will need either some sort of climbing gear or some method to get up. Otherwise, it's going to be a very difficult athletics check to get up.
I have a hammer and pythons that we could sink into the side to make handholds. If that would work.
That
Bless
most likely
us
work. That could
all.
definitely work.
I think I also have some if we need more.
just so that we can get on without getting too much trouble. And you guys can put those pythons in, and I'll just make sure that Eldath's blessings with us.
All right. Do I need to make a roll or anything for it?
I'll say for this, no. I'll say just hammering in the pythons will do enough. Let's say, I will say at least one person will have to climb up in order to make sure the rest can get along without making checks. So if you want to be the one to make a check, go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll a athletics check for me to get up onto the ship.
You have
Natural. That
natural 20 with bless and guidance.
okay.
So that's 2d4 more.
Just go ahead and roll it, just to see how cool you look when you do it. Okay. 28. You manage to somehow, despite the slipperiness of this hole, you scamper your way up in such a way that you do a front flip onto the deck as you hammer in the pythons in just such a way. In fact, you manage to, as you're going up, in that nimble way, you hammer the pythons as you go along, leaving your job already done as you get to the top, leaving the rest of your crew free to get up on board with you.
Meepo golf claps.
So, do you get up on board?
Let's do this.
Alright, so go ahead and move yourselves onto that ship. Alrighty. As you get
Do we
up,
see anything?
well, there's a couple things you see as you get onto the main deck. You can see that the wooden boards on the main deck are cracked from frost. The first thing that becomes very immediate to you is that there is a large hole in the deck that exposes a part of the hole to the sky. The planks around these holes are marred with deep grooves, as if large, heavy claws had dug into them. As well, you can see in the forecastle, to the front. I have to remember my ship my ship terms. Deep
Or
grooves.
usually means front.
Yeah, so that the front. You notice that deep grooves have been gouged into the deck. The railing on the port side is broken and slightly bowed, as if an immense weight had been resting on top of it. And from the aft castle, you see ice coats the captain's wheel, although it doesn't seem like there's anything else of interest above there. So in actuality, let me double check something. Yeah, you're fine. You're okay. Never mind. You're on the right.
Where's the thumping sound coming from?
The thumping sound is coming from this hole. However, you do notice as well that there are two doors on the main deck. One that leads, you assume, to some sort of cabin. Some cabins near the front. Or to the back, which may lead to, you assume, given the ship, might be the captain's cabin. Hard to say. But there are two doors on the main deck as well.
Is this a stairwell?
That is also a stairwell going down, yes, which would lead into the hold. To answer your previous question, it does seem like the noise is coming down from down there, and as well, echoing from down those stairs as well.
If somebody wants, I could drop our bless and put some invisibility on someone. Somebody
I
wants to
don't
go
know.
have a
Bless
look.
is already Does Bless help with sneaking? It doesn't help with sneaking.
A little bit.
Does it help with ability checks, or does it just help with attack rolls?
It does not. It's attacks and saves.
Right. Guidance is the ability checks.
Right. I think it might also be worth keeping the Bless, and I could just cast guidance on someone
Fair enough.
to go sneak up.
I did cast it at second level, so
Keep
it
in
should be on
mind that
everywhere.
guidance has a verbal component if you are trying to stealth.
He did guidance when he was down here.
That is true.
Sure, okay.
Bless also has a verbal component.
case, I will need to make let me do a little something on the side here.
And we were talking a little bit while we were down there too.
True, it is a thick hull as well. I'm keeping that into account, but okay, continue. So, do you choose to go into the hold, or do you choose to enter one of those doors on the sides?
I think we can check the doors on the sides later.
Okay. So in that case, you wish to enter into the hold, then?
Yeah,
Or maybe one of us can like sneak up and take a peek over this hole first.
yeah, I think that might be a good option, just so we know what we're getting into.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's going to go over to look?
I'll look.
Okay.
We're going over to the hole, right?
Alright, if you're going over to the hole, I would like a stealth check, please.
Just going to peek over the edge as quickly as I can and see what I can see. Stealth check. And I have his guidance, right? So I can add the D4 for that? Or did you
Yes,
put it on?
assuming it wouldn't, you know, cause
it's
us
one
to
willing creature.
be seen.
Who did you put the guidance on?
I originally put it on Hawks, but I
Okay.
was going to put it on again until we found out about the verbal component. So I don't know how likely it is that it'll get caught.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll just
just
go do it
keeping
with
it
10.
in mind, is all.
You'll get muttered guidance. Fuck it.
Okay.
Then I'll roll that
I
D4.
think
Didn't help. Well, it might have helped, but not
I'm
at all.
adding a bonus
Not a lot.
to this based on that.
It might have actually not helped.
Okay. So, give me a hot second. I'm gonna hold on. Switching maps for just a hot second. It's like the way I've done this map. Hold on.
Oh no.
Juggling things
This map is interactive. Oh no.
One moment.
It just means there's another layer of the ship, probably. Hopefully.
It means I have to make some quick adjustments depending on where you guys go. Is the thing.
Oh, right, because we're not looking into the captain's cabin. We're looking into the open part. Right. There's many things we could have chosen in, so he's got to show us the one thing we did choose.
Right, I just need to... just so I don't spoil anything by being a doof. Alright, so reveal that. Roll 20. Reveal.
Roll 20 being a joke.
There we go, okay. Like, it used to be so good about this, and now it's being bad again. There we go.
I think it's when they switched the lighting thing.
Alright. So, oh god, this is gonna be weird to show. So, what becomes very apparent, unfortunately, Meepo, as you move your way over to the side, you suddenly realize that the thumping sound has stopped. And too late, as you're peering over the edge, you see a creature staring back at you. I move back.
Everybody, we're gonna wanna, weapons ready.
This creature, its warty skin is solid blue and has a horrible, mangy, flowing white hair coming down from its horribly disfigured, ugly face, as the gaze of a frost troll stares back at you with hungry gaze. And I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Initiate Operation Kill with Fire once again.
Well, as always.
You know,
Standard mode for this campaign.
we seem to be encountering a lot of things that want to eat us. Have we ever considered being less appetizing?
Maybe.
I don't know that I could ever stop being a snack.
Quote of the night.
Actually, no.
I accidentally selected my token when I rolled initiative, so it didn't pop up on the turn.
That's okay. I'll just add you. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Next initiative has not been good this night.
Okay. So how's
Happily, Meepo has a high initiative,
That's
having
good.
seen the thing and had the terror of being small
yeah? It's,
implanted in her sudden realization of impending death.
Alright. Alrighty, so as this creature slowly rises from the it kind of grasps its long clawed fingers across the hole in the hold, and as it's pulling itself up, you, Savage, have the first go.
I'm gonna rush it. I'm gonna punch it in the face.
Alright, you punch that thing in the face. $24. Yep, that'll hit alright. Whap! Right across the jaw.
Like a truck.
Let me double check something. Okay, yeah. As you clock it against the jaw, like you hear a solid crack as the jaw dislocates, and it kind of like brings a long finger and cracks its jaw back into place, and you hear in Giant Hawks, "Puny kobolds! I'll eat you, then I'll eat the others." All right, so 5 points of damage. Is that all you do on your turn? Rage. Alrighty.
And for Form of the Beast, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and go with claws again.
Going with claws. Okay. Easy enough to do. So that's your turn.
Yep.
Alrighty dighty. Meepo, your turn.
Eldath, save me! And let me double check what this is. Is this an action? Yeah, it is. It's a bonus action. Good. Everyone here, we've got Eldath on our side. Don't worry. I think we can do this.
See who's
And then I'm
getting,
gonna back away.
who's getting the bond this time.
This time it'll be Savage and Hawks.
All right.
Oh.
So I've got
okay.
Sanctuary. They've got the bond.
So Meepo, you were right here, right, Meepo?
I was right here.
Okay. So as you start to run away, the troll suddenly
It has 10
it
foot
starts to growl, and suddenly the air around it starts to freeze. Like it doesn't this won't affect your movement at all. However, the very air around you starts to freeze, And you are going to take some damage.
Does it take into account sanctuary?
It would not, because it seems to be an aura
It's an
around the
ability,
creature.
not an attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
You take 10 points of cold damage.
Ouchie. I'm almost dead.
That's all of us?
Not you, because you technically didn't start your turn within 10 feet of the creature. You started your turn like at the edge of the ship, so this would not affect you.
I gotcha.
So you're fine. For now. That's your turn, Meepo? Sorry.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Hawks, it is your turn.
I'm gonna try to see how much stuff I can shove into a single turn.
Okay.
Don't think I'm gonna go giant for the time being.
Okay.
I'm going to run up to where Savage is, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a roar
Okay.
as a bonus action. And then I am going to action surge and take 2 attacks with my battle axe. Use up my action surge. Because this thing seems pretty big.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll roar over the ledge and I'll reach out with my battle axe, raising my shield and my mighty blade in the air, and I will chop. And I will chop again.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Pretty good chops there.
Praise Eldath.
I get to add a D4 to one of those, right?
Indeed. I also need to roll a d20 because we haven't need to actually do lingering injuries.
All right. Chop his foot off. Chop his foot off.
Ah, damn it. Hold
Are you rolling that, or am I rolling that?
on. If you want to roll, you certainly can.
It's a D20, right?
Yep, just a straight d20. 10. That would be broken ribs. Whenever a creature attempts an action in combat, this will be, because it's broken ribs, DC 10 con save. On a failed save, it loses its action and can't use reaction until the start of its next turn. Okay.
Oof.
As you crack the axe into its ribs, you hear a sickening, and you hear the troll just kind of give this low groan. You hear that in Giant. Oof. Not an
I'm going to speak back in Giant and tell him that maybe he should keep his filthy mitts to himself.
Oh.
And so, yeah, that'll be 19 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Good to know. Need to make sure its health is correct, because I looked at a different stat block and it was okay. There we go. Okay, that's correct. All right, so it is now the ice troll's turn. Now, anyone who would want to can, of course, roll for me a nature or arcana check. As you see its wounds start to heal up and it regains some health.
I mean, I think Snuck would take the stance of healing. Last time we healed someone with healing, it took 5.
You could make that assumption if you wish. In fact, with that
And
20
I do,
arcana,
because I get 20 Arcana.
with that 20 arcana, you make that connection. Wait a second, I've seen this before. And then you're like, I have a plan for this. All right, so yeah, with that, you can quickly shout that out to your allies if you so wish. And you
Hit it with fire! With fire!
Yes, we know we like fire, Skanuk.
Alrighty, so it regains those hit points, and it is going to make 3 attacks. Alrighty. Yeah, the stat block that I found online is not accurate to the one in the book, so I'm gonna have to run through that. Alright, so it is going to make a bite attack against you, Savage, first.
Bet.
For a 23 to hit you.
100% hits.
Alright. You will take... Okay, 5 points of slashing damage in addition to 6 points of cold damage. As the jaw sinks into your tiny form and kind of like shakes you around like a dog before spitting you back out onto the deck as you bring yourself back up. And it will make... Yeah, it'll make 1 claw against you again, Savage, and 1 claw against Hawks. That'll be... Yeah, that'll be... Not an 11 d20. That's not what I wanted to. So against Savage and against Hawks. So 16 for Savage, 23 for Hawks.
16 hits.
Yeah, 23 also hits, yeah.
Okay then. Oh Jesus Christ. Sorry, not to use his
Did
name.
you the cracked ribs?
Oh yes. Thank you. He does have a good con, so let's hope he fails. Natural 20, unfortunately.
LOL.
But thank you for reminding me. That could have been very important. Thank you for that. I had to be reminded of my own rules. Yes?
Also, if he healed, the internal injury / broken ribs should be gone. Well, if he healed magically.
I'm gonna say... Because it's not... I'm gonna say it's because it's a biological trait. I'm gonna say that doesn't come into play... It won't come... Like, I would say like that would be like a short rest heal thing. Like, that wouldn't be like a automatic heal.
Okay.
But that's a good point of order that I'll have to consider for future enemies. That's actually a good point of order. But, in any case, I have to roll some damage against you, and you're not going to like it. That'll be against you, Savage. That is going to be... Wow, another... Okay, well, very good. 7 points of slashing damage reduced to 3, in addition to... 10 points of cold damage. And you, Hawks, will take... Wow, I am... Wow, what are these rolls? 10 points of slashing damage, in addition to 10 points of cold damage.
Alright. You know, that might have been low rolls for the slashing, but I'll take that.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. I also need both of you to make Constitution saving throws for me.
It should be a 14, but I'm gonna use my, Does the Emboldening Bond work for saves? Yep, I'm gonna use the Emboldening Bond to add a,
Okay.
D4 and make it an 18.
Okay. Perfect.
Don't we still have plus because Miko didn't cast invisibility?
You would technically still have that up, wouldn't you? However, I will say that that's more than enough to make the save. As you suddenly feel like your limbs start to stiffen slightly, as almost like a frostbite takes a hold of your limbs, but you shrug it off. Resist the effect. Okay, so you maintain your bless, Meepo. So, that is the Ice Troll's turn. Skanuk, it is your turn.
Alright. Clearly the answer to this is fire. So I'm gonna scurry up here. And I'm gonna slap down an Eldritch Cannon. I'll get that out.
Indeed, I have...
There
you
you
go, you got the token for it, yeah.
Excellent. I'm gonna run the fuck away.
Get the heck out of here!
Yeah, I'm going to run. Yeah, I moved 10 feet. I haven't. So we're gonna go up here. Sweet, cool. And then I'm going to activate the cannon and flamethrower in the face.
Alrighty, I assume it needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yes. Would that angle hurt Savage and Hawks? I assume it's a.
It's a cone, right? Like,
Yeah.
I assume no, because of the way it's angled. they're here and here. I would say they would not be affected by this.
I'm thinking in terms of like it sort of like pushes up next to them and fires.
Yeah. Both of them can feel the heat as it whizzes by them and envelops the troll. Which, that's gonna be a failure. So go ahead and roll the damage.
Yes, that is DC 13 save.
Okay, it'll eat that 12 points of fire damage as it screams in pain from that. It did not like that. Fire! Fire!
Damn right, fire.
You have correctly identified the thing that is currently hurting you. Good job.
Shut up, stupid kobold!
Is that an exclamation of the thing that you don't like, or is that a command for it to continue doing so?
Well,
Because
it's
I'm all
speaking
down.
in giants, they wouldn't be able to understand in Savage, unfortunately, but... No, it is funny. Okay. Heck of a turn. Alright. So, Savage, as you start your turn... Let me double check and see if the, Okay, so the cold air is not affected by fire. Okay. So, that same bitter cold swirls around the troll, and you will take 7 points of cold damage. But you still have your turn.
Okay, I'm going to come out swinging.
Swing away.
Remember that he is roared.
For the fence.
Unfortunately, that will not hit. But with
D4?
that will. This time, you take the other claw against the other side of the jaw. Crack! Oof.
Got one more coming.
Alright.
I thought the claws did D6s.
Normally they would. However, I think you took a feat that gave you unarmed fighting style, correct?
Oh,
Correct.
that's really cool. Okay, cool.
And,
Yep, so that will miss, unfortunately. So is that everything?
yeah, unfortunately there.
Still, I mean, unfortunately, however, 12 is not an insignificant amount of damage as you crack it against the face again.
Can emboldening bond be used more than once a turn? 'Cause it
Only
doesn't-
can-
once a turn.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no more.
Excuse me.
Right.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Wait, does Meepo still have Bless Up? Did we ask this before?
Meepo passed the con save, so
So yeah, actually, you would still have you would still have a D4 for that. Actually, go ahead and roll it. 2. That just hits.
Yeah, I have bless up. And emboldening bond is once per turn per person. Or per creature that has it,
Yeah.
I think.
Yes.
Okay. So 7 more points of bludgeoning. Starting to look a little rough.
So am I.
That's rough,
So
buddy.
am I.
Alrighty. Meepo.
Right. So I'm in pain. You're in pain. We're all in pain. So I'm gonna do something about that. I'm not within its aura, am I?
You are not. You are too far away.
Good. It's just starting its turn in the aura, does that, as far as I've noticed?
It seems to be. It seems to be when you're right next to it. Yes. Or at
Okay.
least like
So if
within
I were
10
to run in and run out, I might not take the damage.
You get that sense.
Then I'm going to use my channel divinity.
Ball of Peace. All right.
And I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
All right, as you
I think. Is
scamper
that
your way.
close enough to get within 5 feet of everybody but Skanak?
Yeah, don't worry about me.
10, 20. I started here.
Oh, you started there. Oh,
So,
okay.
5, 10, 15, 20.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, that's okay. That's enough.
Right.
That's enough. That's
That's
perfect.
better.
You'll be able to do that then.
So then, Balm of Peace, everybody gets a 2d6 plus 5 healing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that includes myself.
Let's see. Any
Oh
other
no, when I
creature.
move within any other creature, yeah.
Alright. I probably
Everybody
needed this
gets
healing.
12 healing.
It's probably good
That's
that
my
you did.
action. And then bonus action. Sanctuary on this guy.
Me?
Wait.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna do Sanctuary on somebody as I walk past them. I'm gonna do it on Hawks as I walk past.
All right.
Why?
So that his attacks don't affect Hawks, because he's way back here and he's probably not gonna attack somebody who's way back there.
Except Hawk is going to attack him, and it's gonna drop the ward.
Oh, right.
Maybe ward.
Canuck's gonna attack him too. Who's this here?
That would
That's
be,
the cannon.
Yeah, the Eldritch Cannon.
Oh, that's the cannon. Then I guess I
Well,
will cast Sanctuary, thinking about that.
If you really
Uh,
want to. Oh, sorry, never mind.
Bonus action. Oh wait, how close was I? I was too far. Wish I could do Word of Radiance. It's a 5-foot thing though. Yeah, I guess I'll just leave it at that and not cast any spells.
Okay, fair enough.
Then you do 12 healing to 2 people. It's pretty good.
That is
Yep.
not insignificant. So,
Had Savage not been hit yet?
Oh, I was down to 19 hit points.
And
No,
Hawks
12.
was
I
healed
down to
too.
12.
Yeah, I was down to 10, so I'm
So
back
was
to
Canuck
22.
not hit?
Canuck has not been touched.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
so Hawks, at the start
I
of your
can be
turn,
here.
the bitter cold surrounds you, and you take 9 points of cold damage.
To be expected.
Would have been down to 1.
Yeah, that would have been a rough position to be in, but as it stands, I'm
Delta
actually
is with us.
indeed, and as it stands, I'm actually in a pretty good position because my Draconic Roar from last turn is still active. I'm not going to re-up it though. Instead, I'm going to activate my Giant Might
Mm-hmm.
and go big.
All right, let me make you bigger. Let's see.
I'm going to match his size.
You kind of teeter off the edge a little bit, but you keep your balance.
And then I've got advantage for my roar from last turn. I'm big. I am going to hit him with the battle axe.
Bonk him. Oh
Cha.
my goodness. Now, we did rule that the same source wouldn't affect lingering injuries. However, that's still a crit, though.
Yep, and that's that extra d6 from the Giant Might also is going to do.
Oh, this is going to be bad. Oh my god.
So that's 5 plus 8, and then 2d6. That's only 1d6. Okay, so 6
They're
more.
both 2.
Okay, so total is
13 plus 6, 19 again.
19 points of damage. Whew. Yeah, as you suddenly teeter over the edge, you bonk this troll across the shoulder with your battle axe, cleaving right into his shoulder, as he looks in great surprise as the once towering creature above you suddenly looks up at you.
Oh,
All right. Is that all you do on your turn?
Yeah, there's not much else
I
I
really
can
shouldn't
do.
say like, is that all you do on your turn? That's kind of like a. I should say something
No,
else.
it's true that I have a lot of options. It's just a lot of my options come in the form of bonus action. I've already gone big with the bonus action, so there's a lot of potential for me to do other things on my turn. But right now, I don't have that potential. So that's going to be that.
Oh, maybe a way of saying it is, has your turn finished?
That also works. Am I still clear to you? Is my voice still clear?
All right. But yes, that is that for Hawks.
Can you guys still hear me? Okay. Can you hear me?
I think you just cut out.
Ah,
For a
beans.
second he did, yeah.
Okay, you're back
He's
now.
back.
All right, hold on. My computer's freaking out. It's like new audio device detected again.
Oh, your microphone probably got jostled or something, or it's loose.
One second. All right, how do I sound now?
You sound clear.
Okay.
Sound fine?
Yep, it got jostled. That's all it was. Alright. Okay, so in that case, it is back to the Ice Troll's turn. I need to... Okay, just making sure. Okay, there we go. So. Decisions.
Just remember he's gotta make his broken ribs check.
He does. He certainly does.
Did Skanuk hit him with fire this turn?
He did, so he does not
yeah.
regenerate.
Good.
Every turn.
Well, every turn provided you hit.
Ooh, he does not get any actions this turn. As he tries to reach up and grab.
Cutting out again. I'm sorry to say.
Oh, beans.
Still cut out.
Hang on.
Have I just gone deaf? Maybe that's what...
No,
No.
I can't hear him either. He
Yeah,
said
no.
as he tries to reach and then nothing.
Yeah, it just.
Am I back now? Am I here? Can you hear me?
There you go.
You're here now. Yes.
Ah,
Back.
this is really weird. It's
And we're back.
he keeps saying like new audio device connected like over and over again.
There you
I
go again.
wait. Am I cutting out again? Oh
It
my.
might be the port on your computer.
All right.
Nope, still out. It's weird. Discord lights up green when you talk, like normal, but there's no sound.
Ah,
There we are.
it's a bunch of beans, I tell ya.
Just a big old
Lot of
bag of
beans.
beans.
Hang on, I need to double check my audio settings just in case. No, that's fine. Okay. Well, hopefully it won't happen again. Hopefully. In any case, due to the cracked ribs, the frost troll, unfortunately, is unable to do any action.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, because it's a fun creature, okay? I like big.
It is
scary
fun, but it's
monsters.
also terrifying.
It is terrifying. It is very scary for this level. Yeah, that's unfortunately.
That's what he.
I said it. Sorry, I said it again.
It's fine. It's unfortunate for you. It's true.
Yep. That's all I can do. Unfortunately, it is instead of taking any actions, it is instead. It still has its movement.
Gasping
So what it's
for
going
air.
to do instead is it's going to use its movement to hide under the hull. It's not using an action, so it's going to take cover under the hull. However, both Savage and Hawks will get an attack of opportunity, but due to the cover, it's gonna get a +2 bonus to its AC as it leaves. Wow, that won't help it.
Not quite from Hawks. I'm gonna use my the bond though to see if I can't eke something
yeah.
out. I don't think so. 14. I think we needed a 16 before, and it's getting a +2. So I don't quite think I made it.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is not enough. However, unfortunately, like you're trying to like keep your balance on the edge of the hold. Hawks, as you kind of swing, you almost lose your balance for a second. You kind of try and stabilize yourself. Savage, though, you manage to clunk it on its back as it runs away. And now, Skanuk, it is your turn.
Wow.
You can move
Well.
your gun, right?
Well.
Without being next to it.
That is true.
Let's see. I'm gonna hide it on the GM later, so it's like
I see.
underneath the.
Okay. Right. So did it? Okay. So did we see where it went?
Oh yeah, it clearly like went down into the hold.
Okay. All right. Skanuk is going to order the cannon to step over the edge,
Okay.
turn, and fire.
All right. So are you having it jump down, or are you having it lean over the edge?
Jump down.
Okay. Let's see. I need to double check how actually deep the hole is. Let me check that for a second.
I won't let you.
Well, I kind of have to because I have to check.
No, that's
Okay, so
As though I could stop you.
it'll take it's like a 10-foot drop, so it will take like a d6 of falling damage.
Okay.
But that's about it. Take 1 point of falling damage. It bruises
Alright.
its leg.
Dents itself.
It dents
Yeah.
itself.
I'm gonna. Let's see. I'll put in the health real quick. Yes.
Yeah, I need.
we go.
I'll add the health, its official health later if we get the chance. That has more health than I thought it did.
Oh yeah, it's got 5 per artificer level
Dang.
and 18 AC. It's actually quite tanky.
Yeah, that is quite tanky. Good lord. All right. So in that case, make that dex
So
save.
it turns around.
Oof.
Nice.
Another failure.
And he takes 8 damage from that.
Yikes. He
See.
does not like that. You hear it shrieks from down in the hold.
So Skanuk could go here and then.
Does the cold
Yeah.
leak through the floorboards?
No. There would you have like essentially full cover from it above the thing. However,
Okay.
yeah. So because you're starting your turn above it, you would not be affected by it on your turns starting here.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out Skanuk's movement here.
Fair enough.
If I went here, would I be able to see him? I guess I'll have to go
If
there.
you went there, yes, you would. You would be able to. You'd have to lean down a little bit. Your balance would be a little bit weird, but you would just be able to see him. You'd probably get like a +2 to his AC from like maybe like a bit of cover, but like you'd still be able to see him.
Well, rather than worry about AC, I'm going to cast Catapult.
Fair enough. Oh boy. Well, let's see.
The dexterity save.
A dexterity save. Wow. Okay. Catapult succeeds.
Woo!
8 damage.
Woo!
Son of a bitch. Alright, I'll take it.
Something.
It's the first clean catapult hit I've gotten, I think, so.
It's yeah.
No, it's the second.
Damage is damage.
That's true. It's damage.
All right. As you fire the catapult bolt, or crossbow, it lodges right into his like right between like the scapula and like the shoulder blade. You just hear him scream out in pain.
Yay! Suffer!
Which he is and does, and will suffer some more as it is now Savage's turn.
I'm gonna jump down, so I take 1d6 damage.
Indeed. Go ahead and make a acrobatics check. Just see if you fall prone. Oof. So you will fall prone, but that is fine. Well, okay, 1 point of bludgeoning. You kind of wince. You kind of like land on your like.
He's also still raging though too, right? So.
Oh yeah.
Half 0.
It is. So like, it's like just covering in your leg. That's fine.
It just makes him angrier.
It's like you stubbed your
Maintain
toe.
rage.
So I moved 5 feet to jump off the side.
Yeah, so you'd be like right here to get like within 5 feet of him.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. Right there. Sorry. I was on the GM layer.
I'm right back where I was anyway. So, I'm going to
Draconic Roar.
as action and unleash a flurry of blows. Wait,
Wrong class.
Monkbarian. It's pretty close.
Okay.
That'd be
16
scary.
Just hits. 9 points of damage.
and for the left hook.
Also hits. Once again, 7 being the number that you just needed to take him down. How do you do it?
Assuming there was a chop somewhere wounding him in the chest area, my second hand punches through it, and I grab an organ, and I crush it.
Okay. Let me, for fun, just roll a D4 for me. I'm gonna choose an organ. 3. Liver, stomach. You grab a kidney, and you squish. And you just see the sudden
I'm
realization.
so glad I didn't see it.
You just see the realization in its eyes. And you hear in Giant in the hold, Hux. That's dirty trick. Ugh. And then the lumbering Hulk falls on you, Savage, but you leap out of the way. And as the dust and snow settles, you wait for a bit. And because he took fire damage, the creature does not get back up. So combat has come to an end. And I need to describe what you see in that hold. So give me just a second. And I need to move your tokens to a different part of the map. Brr.
Oh, the darkness.
Indeed. In fact, I assume if you zoom out enough, you can see on the right side of the map, which I need to zoom over for the screen.
Gonna hop down there and clamber under with them.
Indeed, perfect. Okay.
I'm going to take the stairs.
Hang on. Is my microphone acting up again? Can you guys still hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, it's
Yep.
it's doing that thing again where it's like, oh, new audio device detected, and I can't be sure. Sometimes I just can't tell, you know?
It's cutting out now.
God bless it! Why
Please,
is this
amen.
happening? It's not fair. It's not fair, I say. It's not fair at all. Am I cutting out still?
Teensy bit, but it's working.
Ah, it's not fair. All right.
Do we need to start buy Evan a new headset fund?
No,
Well, it
it's
might be the headset, but it might be the
no, it's
jack
my,
on his computer.
it's my USB. Clearly, like. All right, am I cutting it out still?
You cut out on that one.
We'll just try to keep it going as much as we can, and when you cut out, we'll let you know.
All right, cool.
We'll deal with it.
I guess.
Okay. The streamers will understand.
Yeah, just some technical difficulties. All right, just like I said, just let me know. So, as you look around, you notice that the ship's hold contains heaps of snow and 4 tied-down jolly boats covered with rime. You notice that in the 4 starboard corner rests a large pile of treasure covered in ice. Standing next to the hoard, frozen with its maw open and roar, is a white feline creature, also sheathed in ice.
Right. We should thaw that treasure. You've got this little nifty device. I think you should use it gently.
I mean, sure, there's treasure, but where's the booze? Isn't that what we came here for?
Yeah. But the treasure will also help us in some degree, I'm sure.
So, of course, you also notice that there are 2 doors leading to the front and back of the ship.
Maybe the treasure is in the captain's cabin? Maybe not the treasure, but the booze?
Hux will crouch down and try to squeeze his way towards this tiny door.
All right. Do you open the door?
Reach down with his tiny, the tiny tips of his forefinger and thumb and turn the doorknob and push it open and peek inside.
Okay. So, in that case, as you open that door, you find what appears to be a galley of some kind. As you look around, it appears this galley has been thoroughly ransacked. Dishes are strewn across the floor, and you notice a galley table in the middle of the room has pots and ladles hanging above it. Tied to a low cupboard against the starboard wall is a thin goat. It lifts his head up and bleats at you. Meh.
Hello there.
Meh.
You're not talking goat, I can see.
Meh.
It's the treasure goat.
Is there any alcohol in here?
It blinks at you. Meh.
Right, I'm gonna take that as you don't know what I'm talking about.
So
Yeah.
here's a question.
Step in.
I don't think that troll would have had an easy time of getting in this room.
Where did the goat come from?
Exactly. Exactly my thought.
What is this cat thing? Also, the one that's frozen in ice.
You can go ahead and make a nature check for me.
What is it that is weird? Oh, double 18s.
If it's still alive after we thaw it out, can I keep it?
So
Only as long as it doesn't try to eat us.
So as
I
you
don't know. We kept the bird.
So, as you're looking at this creature, you actually are quite familiar with these Skinnock, and you've seen a couple of these in your time, Hawks. These are called Crag Cats. These are cats that are native to the Dale. They are not beasts in the strictest sense. They have a magical property to them, but they have a slight resistance to magic and ability to avoid being detected by magical means. And you know, Skinnock, that sometimes The Frostmaiden takes special interest in them.
Sometimes what?
He cut out right when he said sometimes, which is pretty amazing how
Sometimes
intense it
takes
got.
special interest in them. Did you hear that?
What take special interest in them?
The Frostmaiden.
Frostmaiden.
Oh. Wow. Are they like smart?
They're not quite intelligent per se. They're about as intelligent as like a, let's say like a wolf. Like they are pack creatures.
So they're like
creatures.
okay, you cut out again. But so they're like in the realm of smart animal rather than person.
Yes, they are.
Wow.
Hang on.
Do you know how the Frost Maiden takes interest? Like, is it like a let's get rid of these kind of interest, or is it let's breed these kind of interest?
More like, as far as you know, she uses them as like an omen per se.
Shit.
Good omen for her,
Bad omens for other
us?
people.
Ow.
So maybe we shouldn't touch the treasure that is frozen like the cat.
Right.
Well,
That's
the
a good
thing.
point.
That's the thing. You noticed something about the way this creature was frozen. With the nature check as well, this creature was not frozen naturally. The buildup of ice around it suggests that it came from a different source. A source that came from something. Something. Hard to say with a it's difficult to say. Definitely from a source that's not natural.
Like an icy troll?
The ice troll didn't seem to have. It seems like the way it was frozen. It seems like it came from a source, like a pointed source that seemed to like erupt in like a conical shape. As the way the ice around it forms, it kind of starts at like a thick point around the head, and then the point widens to the base, to where the feet are.
Interesting.
Did the treasure get caught in the same blast?
It did. However, you notice that there's actually something interesting about the way the treasure is. The treasure is located under 4 different layers of ice. It seems to be layered, interestingly enough. And you notice as the deeper it goes, the more treasure there is.
So, is the cat layered? Did someone like blast the cat a bunch of times, or did someone blast the cat and then start blasting the treasure a lot?
It seems like they were separate sources, but it seems like whatever happened to the cat, that happened in one go. Instant.
Same.
It definitely seems like the treasure, though, that was definitely layered over time, though.
Same.
Also, my music is gone. Because I was so distracted with technical difficulties. How do I sound now, by the way?
You sound okay for now.
Fine.
For now.
For now.
So frustrating.
Is there any?
Any what?
Are there like? You said there were a bunch of like claw marks around the holes at the top of the hole, right?
I did.
Do those match the troll?
As you take a look at the troll's body, while the troll's claws are indeed quite impressive, they do not match the claw marks made around the ship.
Right, I'm gonna call for Eldath's aid, and hopefully, all of you could do with a little bit of extra vitality for about 8 hours.
Okay.
And it's Tim.
So which creatures do you aid?
I'm aiding. It's three creatures, right? So I'm doing hawks, skunnock, and savage.
Alrighty. Meepo, as you are standing in the galley as well with the goat, you do notice there is another door leading further into the front. And as you look closer at it, you notice there is a key in the lock of the door.
Is the key trapped?
As
Kobold
you,
senses tingling.
yeah, as you try and jiggle it, it is stuck fast.
Okay.
What do you do?
Skunnock, or somebody. There's a door here that I don't trust. But it might have the booze.
Right. Take a look.
I have danger sense.
I'll
I'll move off to the side here.
If I
Yes?
I should be small again relatively soon.
Yeah, I'd say you're getting close to there.
Is it? How long is the size thing?
1 minute.
Okay. Sanctuary is about the same length, so when yours is done, mine's pretty much done at the same time.
tell you what. How about instead of Savage, we bring the cannon up and have it try to. Well, I don't know if burning the door down is a great idea, actually. Tell you what, Savage, give it a go. Worst that could happen is we all catch fire.
Meepo's gonna back up.
Alright?
Yeah.
If you wish to break open the door, Savage, go ahead and roll me a strength check. $11. Alright. It takes a little bit of time in doing. And you kind of heave, boom, heave, boom, heave, boom. And on the third one, you crash through the door. And you kind of have to stabilize yourself for a moment. You kind of take a look around. The cabin is seemingly empty, except for a smashed wooden crate lying on the frost-covered floor. Do you take the time to inspect this?
Obviously.
just checking.
I'll help.
All right, so if you wish, whoever wants to, if you're helping, go ahead and make an investigation check or a perception check of your choice.
I'm using the help action.
Well, it's...
Right.
So you don't see anything immediately apparent about the room overall. You do notice the most obvious, of course, the most obvious thing in the room is the crate. So as you do go over to look at the crate, some of the planks of it display parts of a painted symbol. It seems like they're kind of like disjointed, though. Like, it seems like each plank of the crate that has been scattered across, it's almost like a mini jigsaw puzzle in a way, but it's kind of broken apart.
Guys, I don't think he was in here.
So there's a sort of like puzzle box going on here?
Well, it's not necessarily a puzzle box. Like, that's kind of how I described it, but really it's more like these planks of wood that came from the crate. It's almost like they're just pieces of like what was like a single image, but it was broken apart, and the parts of the image are scattered amongst these separate planks.
Well, try to put it back together then, I guess.
Okay. You put it back together, and it's pretty easy to. Like, it's not too much effort. Some pieces are missing, but the overall image is a circle, contained within which is a smiling face of a drow, who is wearing an eye patch and a purple wide-brimmed hat, accented with a colorful feather plume. Do any of you speak Elvish?
Nope.
Oh, that's right, none of you speak Elvish.
Oh, this is adjacent. Right, Sonar. Sonar!
Ah! You just hear,
I wish I could talk to you. You know what that says, I don't.
Alright, as like Sinar is like waiting outside, coming suddenly hears you calling and slowly meanders his way inside.
Right. Meandering. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum.
Do-do-do. Makes his way inside. Alright, he is now inside. And looks at you. Ah.
There's this rat from here. We can't read it. You can read it. But we can't understand you, so.
Ah.
Out of
Kind of thinks for a second.
sorry,
I'm actually going to make an intelligence check for Sinar.
out of character, is this something that Hawks would recognize?
Do you look at it, Hogs?
I am not able to get to that room quite yet, so
Well,
Right.
you said you were almost done with your transformation, so at this point, it would have taken a little bit of time for him to bang against the door, so you would be back to your normal form, actually, by this point.
alright. Then I will move in and check out what everyone else is looking at.
Alright.
So what'd you guys find in here?
So, what you notice, immediately as you look at the image, Hawks, you see the face of a person who you immediately recognize as Jarlaxle, who you would know has ties with Driz Doerden. Not necessarily the best ties, but they have crossed paths once or twice. Very charismatic individual, but not necessarily a good-hearted individual. You know of this individual for sure, and you recognize as well. I think go ahead and make a history check for me, Hawks. 2. I mean, I suppose like you wouldn't know any more than that, unfortunately. But you do at least recognize the individual.
I know a little bit about this guy. I will share everything I know. As little as it is. And in a lot of cases, just recount his encounter with Drist and then continue talking about Drist.
Exactly. Like as soon as Driz is mentioned, but I heard this about Driz, and then it just kind of goes to a different
Right,
tangent.
but that's not the same. Anyway, can we take the pieces with us? Then maybe somebody else can tell us what's going on here. Stick it in my backpack.
I wonder if it'd be easier if can they be put back together like that,
Oh,
or
yes, with
can we just
that.
carry on with bikes?
Now that would be more than enough to put those pieces back together. So you now have a full image of an individual known as Jarlaxle. Made of wood. Crate wood, specifically.
So, crate. Slab.
It was just the destroyed crate.
Jarlaxle.
So, with that crystal that I attuned to last night, can I read Sanar's mind? And if I can read his mind, do I understand him?
The answer to this question, after my laughter, is yes.
Just the excited wheeze.
We can use Sonar.
You see, you as you suddenly you have that thought to yourself, Savage, and then you turn to Sonar, and then you suddenly hear, not not so much in words, but more feelings. Such a wonderful time with my friends. This is such a wonderful, wonderful winter. I'm having such a grand old time. That's a pretty image. What a handsome elf. Oh. The angry one is looking at me. Hey, you see, so now suddenly turns towards you and gives a wave. Hi, friend.
Hi, Sonar. I wave back.
Oh. He suddenly looks very startled. In his mind, you hear, you can understand me. Oh, this makes things so much easier. I was afraid the language barrier had put such a damper on our friendship, but I'm glad we can overcome this barrier.
I too am glad.
Ah. Interesting enough, he sighs both in real and both verbally and mentally.
And anyone staying around would basically realize that I am speaking to Sonar and getting reactions as if having a conversation.
Yeah, you all suddenly notice, like, there's no word spoken, but both Sonar and Savage are having a quite a stare down, and Sonar is reacting.
Wait, mine is telepathic as well? Like, I can telepathically speak to him?
Yes.
Oh,
Ah,
this changes things. Alright. What kind of range is that? I need to write that down.
Oh, there's a range of 30 feet, sorry. And it changes depending on your intelligence score.
That's interesting.
All right. But the one thing is very apparent, Skanuk, as you're kind of like searching into the crate, is that there is no rum in this crate.
Can I, like, let the goat down from where it's tied up?
Yes, absolutely. It just kind of goes, meh, just kind of skitters. And as it does, the goat kind of scampers out into the main hold, and it goes over to this door over here. And it starts like kind of like headbutting the door. Kunk.
Oh, follow the goat.
Kunk.
Follow the goat. Okay, okay. Hey, you settle down. You settle down. We'll get this. We'll get this. Alright, Hawks will try to force the door.
Alright. Okay, you force the door. Go ahead and make a strength check for me. 8. Unfortunately for this door, it seems to be a bit stronger. It seems like there is some heavy reinforcement on the other side compared to the other door. It seems like something's blocking it.
here, let me try.
All right, Meepo, as you listen closely, you suddenly hear
I'm also-
tiny from the other side.
Well, I was gonna like go to the base of the stairs and look up and see if there's anything up there, but I'm also listening.
Ah,
So yeah, I would have been checking out if there's anything up there, but I would have probably heard the with the high perception that I got.
you would have definitely. Right?
There's someone in there, I think.
Right, that is a save, not a strength check, but still applies. Yeah, even without the save bonus, that still would work. This time.
Well, the difference is it adds my proficiency bonus, which it shouldn't.
Right. So I know I'm taking that into account and subtracting the bonus, and then just using the bless roll.
Remainder.
Yeah, the guidance roll. Knowing that there is something behind this door, Savage, you kind of like put your back into it a little bit. You push and push, and eventually the door does give way, and whatever was behind the door is shoved to the side. And what's your AC?
15.
All right.
Danger sense. Danger sense.
A javelin
How big
whizzes
of a
by you,
dog is
Shoo!
danger sense.
and hits the wood beside you.
Ah!
Eat shit, troll! You hear in Draconic. Oh,
You eat shit!
no, you eat shit!
I don't think anybody should be eating shit right now.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very sanitary to me.
There's a bit
One
of
more
positive-
stick, coward. I'm gonna beat your brains in.
No, no! You hear four different sets of feet behind the barrels to the south. It's clear this is a storage area of some kind. Seems like maybe like water storage. The floor of this cabin is pretty icy. There are 2 barrels that are kind of like laying on their sides, empty and open. However, you notice that at first they're empty, but you notice that there are hides and furs that have been pushed into these barrels to create makeshift sleeping quarters.
Mm.
And you see, as you kind of step in, tentatively, behind the barrels, you see four kobolds peeking their heads out and staring at all of you.
Ah, look at this.
Hold on! Move no further! You see the one in the middle kind of steps forward, kind of holds up a claw. Hey, hey, hey! Kind of points at you, Savage. Move it back! Back it up! Back it up, mister!
We need someone to come and be nice to people.
His knees start knocking together and shaking.
I'm coming.
I said, stay back! As he points towards you, Savage.
Hello? Hello?
Calm down. We're not.
I'm
here to
Sir
hurt you.
Eldath. And who might you be?
I don't care who you serve! And you say, what'd you say, Caleb?
I said, hold down. We're not here to kill you. We killed the troll.
You killed the troll?
Yeah,
Right, it's dead right there. You can just look out the window.
Chest with my hands.
Kind of looks down at he kind of looks down at your bloodied hands. Looks back at you. Looks back at your hands, back at you.
Yeah, I'm not even lying.
We're pretty good at killing things that are trying to kill us.
One moment.
Threats intensify.
You just hear. Go and make a
That was
perception
not
check for me.
meant to be a threat, but I guess it sounds threatening to somebody who's just trying to kill us.
Go and make perception checks if you want to hear their conversation.
I do want to hear their conversation.
I want to hear their conversation desperately.
Oh. It doesn't matter. It's the first roll anyway.
That's fine. Savage, you're too put off by like these cowards. Meepo and Skanuk, you kind of hear above, behind the whispers, you hear. They're clearly very strong. Oh, yes, very strong indeed. But will they be strong enough to face our Beatrice? No, no one can face our Beatrice. She's the most powerful dragon in the world. Oh, shh. She'll be here any second now. Oh no, she's gone in our hand. She won't be in our back for like a couple.
Right, we've got a dragon coming.
Oh God, you heard us.
Yeah, you weren't very
What kind
subtle.
of dragon is it?
The great white, the one who's
White
whose
dragon.
knees are knocked,
That makes
kind of
sense.
stands forward again. The great white dragon Arvaeatrace, ancient among the lands. None can stand against her frigid breath. He kind of like waves his arms and wiggles his fingers.
So is there like a card you gotta read that off of to memorize it?
No, as he hides something behind his
Need
back.
read.
I see.
Kind of squints shifty eyes, kind of looks around.
So,
Anyway,
what's
go ahead.
the story with the goat?
Oh, he's our pack mule. We hide him in the back so our Beatrice doesn't eat him.
And what was the story with the troll?
Well, the troll, we kind of, we were taking our watch like usual. We were playing in the snow, making kobold angels. We were kind of like looking around, chilling out, when we see this troll chasing some seals, and it gave up on the seals, but then it saw us before we could hide, and it wanted to eat us, and we hid,
Right.
and we were hoping our Veatrace would come back and kill the troll, but, well, I guess you took care of that problem, but that still doesn't, hide the fact that you are trespassing our Veatrace's lair, and I hope you don't steal anything, because she'll come after you! Kind of points a crooked finger.
There was,
That's likely.
there was supposed to be some booze on this ship. Do you know what happened to it?
Booze? Shifty eyes.
You know, alcohol, drinking stuff.
I don't know what you're referring to. Insight checks all around.
I always have to double check to know if I have
You should have advantage because you're,
the stone rune. The stone rune, yes.
Yeah, the stone rune. Actually, I think...
Meepo sees all.
Oh, no. Lying through his teeth. Like, it's obvious. His mannerisms... His knees are knocking. He's clearly scared.
Can I tell whether they have it by how, like, he's acting, or whether it's gone, or...
You notice that his eyes are shifting towards one of the barrels.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you see.
Okay.
He's being defensive.
Right. I'm gonna kind of, like, walk towards the barrel. Which one is it? This one here? Or this one here?
Yeah, it's one of those barrels. And he's like, he kind of like, as you try and walk forward, he goes, Nope, back it up, sister.
Right. Nope. I
Move it.
wasn't after anything. I was just coming to get a closer look, because, my, you're handsome.
Roll a persuasion check? Hold on, I'm making a secret roll. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh? Thank you. I see you two have fallen under the sway of Garnig.
Garnig's your name. What a strong name.
Thank you. I consider myself, the top kobold around here. I mean, it's hard work being like the main worshiper of our Veatrace. She doesn't demand a whole lot, but I do what she wants. I get, we live here. It's a pretty sweet gig. We're maybe looking for new converts to the glory of our Veatrace. I don't know about your Eldeath, but
No, I'm pretty satisfied with Eldath, and I think you probably would be too. Eldath doesn't rule using fear.
I think Eldath is pretty subpar compared to our Veatrace.
That's yet to be determined. We've not had a good talk yet, but I do wonder what kind of perks you get working for Veatrace.
We live, and she doesn't
Right.
kill us.
The perks for working under Eldath include peace of mind, safety, friends, as well as occasionally the blessing of Eldath to cast spells such as things that can help you get food and things that can help people keep from fighting you.
Make a persuasion check. Oh my gosh.
And all these things are done without the fear of Eldath, more just the loving guidance of Eldath and the watchful eye.
You see?
So,
Go ahead, Mike.
So, speaking of Eldath, this, a Veatrace, am I saying that right?
A Veatrace! Also, back
Veatrace.
off from the merchandise, buckaroo! Kind of gets up on top of the barrel. But go on about this Eldath.
I'm kind of wondering if this Veatrace would maybe be willing to trade, say, a barrel of fine alcohol for something else to add to its hoard.
Shifty eyes.
You don't say. Well, given that, I consider myself a nice guy. And your friend is very convincing. All right, I'm willing to consider a trade. Sure. What do you want to trade?
Peaceful trade is the way of Eldath.
Sure. So what do you got?
What do I got? Well, I'm pretty handy with a set of Smith's tools. You got anything you need repaired that maybe I could, take a look at?
One moment. Let me confer with my compatriots.
What kind of thing does your Dragon Lord, like?
It kind of like breaks apart from the huddle.
She likes treasure? Eternal allegiance? Well, actually,
Kind of thinks for a second.
there is one thing, but, it's, so,
Hey,
our Vaders, our Lord and Master has a respected companion that she loves among all else, that she always carries on her back. I am sure she would be eternally grateful to you if you could secure this individual on her back to keep him from falling off, maybe with chain or some method of doing so. That is, if you can convince her you're not a sneak thief. And that, I gotta be honest, I don't like your chances of convincing her.
Yeah, I for one agree that we should not be anywhere near any sort of dragon anytime soon.
Yeah, we've lasted this long because she knows us, but you're new, and she doesn't like new things. She hates change. She's an ancient dragon. She's one of those dragons. But maybe you like to stay hidden with us. She'll get acclimated to your scent. You stay with us over time, and she kind of puts like a hand over your shoulder, Meepo, and become one of the tribe.
right. I'm actually one that's kind of in favor of change mostly, so I don't think that I would be accustomed to staying in one place for too long. However, if you were willing to come with me, we could try to get you to another group of kobolds somewhere that's got a pretty good setup. Although I'm assuming a Fey Trace would be a bit upset at you leaving.
They all listen to look really nervous. Go and make one more persuasion check for me.
If we did want to get out, if you did want to get out of there, the body of that troll potentially having offed you lot would potentially be a good decoy. But assuming that we wanted to speak with a Beatrice, do you think you could vouch for us that we're the ones who killed the troll that was threatening her horde?
Kind of looks towards. I'll say with you, Hawks, trying to help Meepo. Meepo, roll that check one more time. Also, we have someone in chat. Hello there, Tony Kinsel. Thank you for watching. 12.
Well, I don't think we want to leave, but
That's all right.
But if you're willing to risk it, I will pray to our Beatrice on your behalf, but I make no promises on her reaction.
I do wonder if Beatrice has any connection to someone that's sometimes called the Frost Maiden.
as you kind of whisper that name, the kobolds kind of shiver.
It's best not to mention that name around here.
Beatrice doesn't like that character.
Well, not so much that she doesn't like her. She doesn't like that she's spreading her... Our Beatrice, for what little she tells us, which isn't a whole lot... well, it's a funny thing, actually. She mostly talks to the one who's on her back. They have a lot of conversations, so we mostly just listen to what she talks about. It's kind of one-sided. It's kind of weird, actually. She keeps, like, muttering about how, like the feeble goddess is trying to overtake what's, she's trying to, like... She basically views Orel as, like, someone who's trying to muscle in on her turf. But, we know that Orel's a god, but, our Beatrice, she's pretty strong. We think our Beatrice could take on a god. It's that kind of, that kind of situation.
Well, I gotta tell you that we haven't developed so much of a favorable view of the Frost Maiden ourselves.
Oh, well,
I
that
agree
might be a
with
point
that.
in your favor, then. Maybe. Hopefully.
Shifty eyes.
I do know something that your dragon friend might find interesting. There's a place nearby where there are some talking animals that it might want to hunt down, just kind of a food source.
Look,
There's a little
I
forest.
appreciate what you're doing, but I think we're good where we are.
Also,
And while it's hunting, it could use that food source to kind of get back at the Frost Maiden.
while you're having this conversation, I would like, let's say, Hawks, roll a D100 for me, if you don't mind.
I shall do that.
Okay.
Nice.
Wow.
Dang it.
You would.
What have we become?
I have to bring the culture into this,
Sure, of course you do, of course. Anyway, okay, just continue. So you were convincing them about this potential food source. Go on with that.
Right. This food source, not only is it something that would help feed your master, it would also help hinder the Frost Maiden. There's this particular druid who's kind of on our bad side, and we're on her bad side, but she's been awakening these animals in this forest and sicking them on the people in the area in the name of the Frost Maiden. And those animals would be a handy food source. And it'd be an interesting hunt for the dragon.
Kobold actually thinks about this for a minute.
Huh. Well, she might actually like that. Huh. I'll have to plead with her on your behalf about that.
Hey,
Mention it.
It's worth mentioning.
so yeah, about that, fixing thing. Do you need anything fixed that we could maybe trade for that bottle?
Oh, well,
He kind of looks around.
you can fix,
Oh, actually, if you could fix one of those doors in the back, it was kind of jammed shut. If you could fix that door, that'd be great.
We might have knocked that one open. Yeah, I'll go and
dang it. All right,
make sure it's working.
Well, even though we knocked it open, doesn't mean we can't fix it now.
That's true.
I'm trying to think of what else you could help with. I mean, honestly, we don't really, need a whole lot in the ways of, smith stuff, but, if you would've, actually, you know what? How's my javelin looking over there? Is it broken? Kind of look in the floor, and, it's like the javelin is, kind of, stuck in the ground. As you pull it up, it seems like the part in the end is bent.
I'll take a look at this with my my tools. Hey, Skinnock, maybe you should take a look at that door.
Right. I'll go do that.
I want to see what I can do.
All right, go ahead and make a. Let's see. It's more like a bending it back into shape. So this will be a tool check with your strength modifier.
He's gonna try and repair the doors as much as he can.
Okay. Using your tools, this will be. Let's say this will be using your intelligence to try and fit all the pieces back together in a way.
Would mending assist with this?
I'd say it would. Go ahead and give yourself advantage on this check.
Okay. So Smith tools with intellect.
Okay. It takes you the better part of an
While
hour
they're doing
to
that,
fix
Nick goes
that door.
into her pack.
Damn.
I mean, to be fair, some of the pieces are shattered and like the lock was broken, so it's more about finding those intricate pieces and putting them back together in a way that's satisfactory and like usable. But you get the sense that if you continue working on it within that time frame, you will get it working again. That's what the high check is for. Meanwhile, Hawks, you just kind of look at the javelin, kind of bend it back. It's fine. Not normally it's supposed to bend that way, but you make it work.
Meepo's gonna pull the gingerbread halfling she has out of her pack and hand it to the kobold and say, "Why don't you share this with your friends? It's pretty nice. We got it from another town somewhere."
Ah, you stole it from them. Ah, very nice, very nice. Oh, give them a round of applause, everyone. Oh, good job.
Now just start clapping.
Actually, no, we made friends with them, and they gave it to us.
You made friends with
Right.
them?
Mm-hmm.
But those kinds of people hate kobolds like us. How can you make friends with them?
Well, first of all, we're a bit crafty if you have to ask, and second of all, the blessing of Eldath's with us.
Why the
Make
blessing
friends,
of the
what I do.
stack? The glorious stack.
What is the stack?
That's a trade secret.
Oh, well, what if... Okay.
Well, first off, he kind of like gets the other cookies, kind of like shares them with his compatriots.
New deal. We give you what we have in terms of this supposed alcohol, and you perhaps share with us the secret of this stack.
What do you
I'm
think,
in.
Skinner?
I'm in.
All right, you show 'em.
Alright. So the main trick of the stack is I need a nice big trench coat.
Alright, okay.
And then-
Write this down, write that down.
You just see them scribbling down on a parchment.
And then you get 3 to 4 kobolds, and you have 2 of them stand on the shoulders of one, and then the other one stand on the shoulders of those 2.
Good to have a pretty sturdy one at the bottom.
Yeah.
Kind of
And then you put the
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
and then you put the coat over the whole group, and you can pass for one of them dragonborn.
Oh my Arveatrace. That is genius! The stupid
And
humanoids won't tell a difference!
Right, and it pays to have an excuse for things like stumbling around, like maybe you're a bit drunk, or I use rheumatism quite often.
Oh my goodness, that's so smart! Why didn't we think of that? That's the best idea I've ever heard in my life! And I'm only 6 years old!
And what I did was I found some rope and some belts. And I sewed them into the coat so that it would kind of hold the kobolds together a little bit better and stop them from falling over so easily.
Oh,
So that was a
my
concern.
God. Alright, I'll have to keep that in mind. Alright, well, thank you for this new knowledge that we will surely not abuse in the near future.
As he goes over to the barrel,
This is for you, as a gift.
and he hands you 5 bottles of Jarlaxle's rum.
Oh.
I suddenly forgot how to spell Jarlaxle. Hold on a second.
The worst way.
It's
whatever way you're thinking works.
Exactly. Hold on 1 second. Let me just double check. Oh God, was it written? I don't think his name is actually written as part of it, but it's clearly referencing him. Hold on.
I've got a quick question for you.
Okay, I actually spelled it right, huh? That's funny. Go ahead. What's your question?
Now, outside there's that little cat, and it's frozen all solid. How'd that freeze?
Oh, our fate just breathed on it and it died. Frozen solid.
Right.
Just
Now-
one breath and it was gone. Just kaput. Completely dead.
Can it move, or is it frozen to the deck?
Oh no, it's dead. It's gone. Kaput.
No,
Peace.
no. I mean, is it stuck in spot?
Oh yeah, it's stuck there good. Like you're not gonna get that
Right.
out unless you take like, I don't know, maybe like an hour to chip it out
Now,
or like breathe fire
the-
on it.
The friend of Mcboatface who rides on his back, is that friend in any way resistant or immune to the cold?
I don't actually know, but
Well-
he's really spooky looking. I never see him. Oh, pardon me. Sorry, I burped. It's those cookies you gave me. I've never seen him for like more than a glance, but he's very spooky looking from what I saw. Doesn't talk a
Right.
whole lot either. I never heard his voice.
Does it move?
I actually thinks for a minute on that. I don't actually know.
If it's not bothered by the cold of your boss's breath, you could suggest maybe breathing ice on its feet to seal it onto its back so it doesn't fall.
Oh, she can't reach her neck that far back to actually like freeze it. Like
Oh, right.
It's a bit of a
It's in the wrong spot.
yeah. It's in just the right spot where like the
Would
saddle is.
would-
like... Go ahead.
would he mind you folks moving the saddle a little bit so that she could?
She won't let us anywhere near him.
Right. Just curious. Just thinking of ways to maybe help your boss keep that friend of hers on her back.
No, she tolerates us. Like we just stay out of the way. I mean, like she lets us live. We like living. We don't get in the way.
Living is good.
Living is great. I like living. All 6 years of it.
Skunk is gonna like.
I can
Like-
tell you, living is the best thing I've ever done, and dying is the worst.
Where are you going, Canuck?
He's gonna like glance outside to check for incoming dragons.
Sure. Roll a d100 for me.
Instead of a perception check, it's a D100. Is there a dragon coming?
Oh no.
Let me double check. What's the previous one? 69.
Because he does not want to be here when this dragon arrives.
I'm pretty much done as far as questions and
Canuck.
ideas.
Yeah.
You look up. You see a white blip in the sky. That blip, this white dot, it gets bigger and bigger.
Guys, we gotta hide!
I have a question.
You hear a honking outside. Honk, honk, honk.
What are we gonna do with the bird?
Oh god. Screw the bird.
Are we gonna let the dragon eat the bird?
We may have to.
We spent
gonna-
gold on that. It doesn't get to eat our bird.
If we're all kobolds, maybe it just won't be able to tell the difference between us.
Well, they said it could tell the difference by scent because we have unfamiliar scents, and we probably smell like the humanoids we've been around.
Here, you, come here. Give me a hug.
Wait, what? Ah! As you kind of like envelop in a hug, he kind of squirms against it, but he can't resist you. You are very strong compared to him.
Did last session, did I make that alchemy joke?
You did. You said you did. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. What does alchemy joke make? I think it makes wine.
Makes wine, beer, salt water, fresh water, vinegar, oil,
Mayonnaise.
mayonnaise.
Cool. Snuck is going to start splashing vinegar
You know
all
what should also
over
make blue.
the inside of all over this main area.
Huh. Is there a specific
Mayonnaise?
goal that you have in mind for that?
Or wine or vinegar.
And ourselves to mask our scents.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Okay. Is there anything else you wish to do to prepare before the arrival? Because at this point, you're starting to hear the beating of wings.
I think beer might have been better, but
Do the kobolds in this group have a specific color patterning?
They all seem to be like reddish colored in general. Like some of them have like black stripes, kind of similar to the other kobolds in the Tourmaline mine. However, these ones have a longer snout, and they're like the ones in the Tourmaline mine had like black dog-like snouts. These ones have more snouts that like blend in with their nose. They're more like reddish nosed.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna look similar.
right.
Okay.
Sonar, buddy, we gotta hide. We gotta get hide. Come in here.
He gives you a nod. He follows you.
And
Bush,
also,
don't
vinegar.
move.
Right? He follows you in.
But we're not just going to abandon the bird, right?
Oh,
Do you
what
have
do?
a better idea?
I'm going to take this guy with me, go to the surface. I'll tell the dragon that we're getting this bird and taking it inside. You know, easy peasy. Right? You're
Right.
coming with me, right?
I'm coming.
I'm talking to the one that I'm currently, like, holding on to.
I don't have a choice! Ah! He screams as you drag him with you.
Now settle down or she'll suspect something's up.
Make a persuasion check.
Come on, don't
Or
don't be
worry.
your
shy.
choice.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I think I'm better at persuasion. Oh, I'm exactly the same on both of them.
Don't be shy. Come on.
Like at least you shut him up enough, like where he's not like crying out in distress, but like he's still whimpering. He's like, I don't want to die.
Okay, so I'm gonna drag him with me, and I'm gonna go with Meepo, and we're gonna go
All right.
take a look at the bird.
Snuck
How
is
are we
like
gonna get the bird
coughing
in?
himself with vinegar.
How do you get the goat in?
Oh, the goat's pretty small compared to the bird. Like it's pretty easy to see how it like might have like climbed down.
I've got rope, and I'll start rigging it up so that I can use the pythons I sunk in earlier to maybe hoist the bird up.
All right. As you do so, Muerte Blanca honks. Aw.
Yeah, we're just getting you in here. Listen, Savage is inside. You want to be around him, right? We're just helping you get there.
Make an animal handling check for me.
I'll help.
Oh, please do. Although that roll is pretty good, but just
Yeah, it
roll
was
again.
good to roll.
Oh
But
my
it's a great
good-
roll.
How many natural 20s has that been?
That's like 4.
I've been rolling hot today. I
I
can't.
rolled 1.
5 or 6, maybe. I don't know.
Wow. Okay. It almost like it knew you were talking about Savage. It's like, I gotta be near my rage buddy. And it's like it starts climbing up using the pythons and just scampers up onto the thing. Onto the hold. At this point, the dragon is getting closer and closer.
Come on in. Bringing
He
it down,
could've maybe
down
gotten
the
away as
stairs.
well.
squeezing
I
it.
don't know.
Alright, you squeeze it in. I'll drag it to the other side. Oh.
Meepo.
See, that's
This-
all you
this
needed
way?
to help us with, buddy.
Actually, let's get it back this way. Come on. Into here.
Alright.
Keep the goat over there.
Alright, you have to kind of like
it kind of gets stuck for a minute in the door. It, like almost like Winnie the Pooh style. You have to push on its butt to push it in. And you lodge it in there.
Savage, would you come over here and calm your friend?
Yeah.
All right.
Can I read its mind?
It is not intelligent enough. It does not know a language, so unfortunately, you would not be able to.
Okay.
However, I will say you get the slight sense as like two warrior spirits. I'll give you that much. So it's like you feel its rage, but you being near it calms it. So, at that point, Hawks, where you currently are right now, you suddenly feel the massive force rocks the entirety of the boat.
Do I have this guy with me still? I was dragging him along.
You sure do. Hold on, did I move his token with you? I don't think I did. Oh no, yes I did. Hold on. Moving him back. You. Yeah.
Considering using calm emotions.
Our Beatrice, don't eat me.
It's like just
I'm gonna
like
use calm
it's
emotions.
like big
I'm
ugly.
gonna use
He's
calm
ugly crying
emotions.
right now. All right, cast that spell, please.
I'm gonna.
All right, is that a wisdom saving throw? No, charisma save. Oh my god.
He made the save.
He made the save.
Oh,
With a
man.
-1, he made the save.
He made the
okay,
save with
I'll-
-1.
I'll get him through this. Don't worry. I'll get him through this.
All right, what
Alright.
are you doing, Hawks?
Well, we've got the troll body right there too, right?
You do. Actually, I should have moved that
There used to
onto
be.
the layer, so give me a second. The body should be, like, right there.
I'm gonna signal to the other kobold and be like, "Here, grab a hold of this and help me drag it to the side, so she has room to look in."
Right, Hawks, you are able to automatically fail the saving throw, and it would suppress effects causing you to be charmed or frightened.
I actually already also have resistance to frightened as well, but I'll take the resistance
Suppress.
to charmed as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because the kobold's helping you, he sniffles and whimpers. Go ahead and roll a strength check with advantage. As he continues to ugly cry. Alright, normally for a kobolds of your size, this would be a tall order. And for him, he's clearly not helping a whole lot. But you do manage to at least drag
Here,
the body.
let's get it over this way a little bit.
Boop. Managed to get it about there before you just hear the entirety of the boat creaking and groaning with every individual step this massive beast takes upon the deck. And at this point, I would like everyone else to make stealth checks. However, because of the vinegar masking your scent, I would like you to do so with advantage.
Knuck is the one with the flanks.
Okay. Let me double check. Okay. The massive form of this dragon. You see its head. For a moment, Hawks. You see its white, brilliant scales. As it leans down, two blue, almost rheumatoid-esque eyes creeping down. Go ahead and make a medicine check for me as you look at it.
Make sure I'm not on advantage there.
7.
Nope, no idea.
No idea. It looks down, kind of like scanning everything. Kind of sniffs. These long, heaving breaths and short gasps of air.
Well, Greetings, Great One.
Head snaps in your direction. Interloper. He'll reveal
Well-
its token.
Well, here's the thing. We've got a troll here that was trying to take your treasure and make this its home, and we took care of it for you. So we were just cleaning this up for you.
Each
Me and my-
individual step.
Me and my good friend here.
Just breathing heavily, listening to every single word, hanging on every one, staring at you. Almost past you in a way. Continue.
You saw the elk outside that he took a bite out of, right? Or was that you? It's hard to tell, being in the ship. You never know what's going on out there.
My past meal. Who are you that you would trespass in my lair? A sneak thief, isn't that right, Melthorond? As the head tilts upward towards its back, which you cannot see at the current angle. To which there is no response.
Well, I wouldn't say that I'm either a thief or sneaky. I mean, look at me. I'm all a jangle with this chainmail. And Hox will ring his chainmail a little bit.
Make a, I need you to make a persuasion check for me, Hawks. 19. Not bad at all. It is silently gauging you. It is not acting hostile, it simply continues to listen. As if expecting more.
Well, as you can probably expect, Great One, and you've probably identified by now, yes, I am not a part of your normal cohort of kobolds here. But I assure you that I have no ill intentions towards you or your domain.
That remains to be seen.
What can I do to prove it to you?
Bow down before me. Praise me. Assert your infinite loyalty unto me, like those others in my service. Cower
Well,
before me, little kobold.
Well, personally, I'm not one for cowering, but it's clear that you are a great and influential individual. And I have a great deal of respect for that.
What's everyone else doing during
Perhaps.
this?
Meepo's staying back here and praying to Eldath.
Okay. Savage, what are you doing?
Trying to keep from cowering.
Okay. For once, Meepo, you see Savage show fear.
Can Savage hear what's going on in the dragon's head? Or whatever's on its back?
Savage, make a perception check for me.
I'm gonna move over next to him and put
Or
my
rather,
hand on his
sorry,
shoulder.
I read that wrong. Savage is trying to keep from being afraid, but remains steadfast. Savage can make a perception check if he wishes. 5. You don't hear anything over the wind above you. And the cold cracking of the frigid ice, and the groaning of the ship as with each individual pressure that the dragon applies upon the ship. Other than that, you hear nothing else. Skanuk, what are you
So,
doing?
Skanuk is crouched behind a barrel in the Kobold room, making no noise and pretending he doesn't exist.
Right. At this point, you see the other kobold kind of like giving heaving breaths, like kind of slapping himself. Okay. like hyperventilating. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. Wham. Oh, great and mighty are Beatrice. The kobold comes forward. If a dragon could roll its eyes, which it probably could, it is doing so. Hold on, let me, yeah, there we go. Looks down at the kobold. Great and mighty are Beatrice. This kobold and others are here to turn their respects to you. And to... Kind of looks at you for help, Hawks.
let me handle this. We're here to discuss a few things with you, actually. You see,
Who else is among you?
Hawks, you
he
idiot.
already gave us away. He can't.
Meepo will walk out. I'm his friend. I came to help him. We happen to be enemies of one of your enemies, and we heard that you were a powerful being in the region, and thought that perhaps we could be of service to you in hindering that enemy of yours. That weak goddess you were talking about, I don't remember her name, but she calls herself the what is it? The winter, the cold? I don't know.
Which are you referring to?
I'm referring to the
Frost Maiden.
Frost Maiden.
Ah, Oriel, the Frost Maiden.
Yes.
The dragon pauses and breathes in. It kind of looks down at Yumipo and exhales a deep, throaty rumble, to which particles of ice emit from its maw and coat the air around you with a blood-smelled, kind of a blood-soaked breath that chills the air around you and chills you to your bone. Go on.
Right. So we've made enemies with the Frost Maiden, recently, and we're just perhaps one cut above your average kobold in terms of competence and abilities. Having said that, we're traveling around trying to get in the Frost Maiden's way as much as possible in order to make this place a little bit more shall we say, livable for the folks in the area. And we thought maybe you'd appreciate having that thorn out of your side, seeing as how you froze one of her cats.
And why would I care about those around me? I need only my own strength. I care not if the world is plunged into an icy tomb. However, what you say interests me, little kobold. You wish to approach the Frost Maiden. That is no small task.
Well, if nothing else, to hinder her.
Great one. We've already clashed with the Frost Maiden's minions on a few occasions. We recognize that in some cases we ourselves are outclassed by some of her more powerful minions, but we've still stood against her and taken out some of her agents in the land. We are, whether it's for your benefit, for our own, for the benefit of the people of these lands, and truly, whether you care for them or not, we do seek to do what we can to stop her influence from spreading.
Interesting. Very well then. But know this. You are not the only ones to go beyond the Frost Maiden's wants and wills. There are others. Yes. Kind of like the dragon kind of like leans down towards you. At this point, Hogs, make another perception check for me.
Hopefully this one will be a little better. Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
16.
look at that.
After the dragon says this, it kind of leans back up towards something unseen. And what do you think, Melthorond? Perhaps your magic could be of assistance to these kobolds. And as she says that, the dragon leans back, kind of like leans forward a little bit, more into the hold. And you see upon her back, you see an intricate saddle. And you see a figure sitting upon it. A figure draped in blue, mage-like robes. You can't make out a face. The face is still obscured by the hull at the weird angle. But as you look at the hands, they are skeletal. Meepo, you do not hear anything other than other than the dragon. There is a moment of silence as there is no word coming from this individual. Stingy as always, Melthorond. Fine. Turns back towards you. But as I was saying, there are others that work in the shadows. Tiny dwarves seeking the darkness within the ice, the blackness. They too oppose the Frost Maiden, but they also oppose those residing in the town of Tins. I have respect for the people that reside in those places. We have an understanding. I hunt in the wilds, and they are left to their own devices. But the tundra is my domain, and I have killed many a dark dwarf, all fleeing in terror from my might.
So it sounds to me, if you don't mind me asking, Great One, like you're describing a three-way conflict here between the 10 towns and yourself, the Frost Maiden, and these dark dwarves.
I think that's 4.
Well, I mean, she said she respects the people as long as they keep their distance from her domain. So,
Fair enough.
I think we can count that as a shared interest, at least to some extent. Well, we specifically are on the side of the people of 10 towns. We're hoping to help alleviate them from the problems that the Frost Maiden is causing. And it sounds like if these dark dwarves are causing problems too, that they'll be our enemies as well down the road.
Very well.
Which is a shame.
You continue on your path to oppose the Frost Maiden. And it is your lucky day, little kobolds. You may leave with your lives. But first, I must check something. And the dragon will turn its gaze towards its hoard, which thankfully none of you touched. It sniffs once, twice, then it kind of takes another sniff. What is this?
this acrid scent all over my... Kind of like pause at, like, the vinegar-stained snow and ice and kind of pause it around.
Right, that's a bit of vinegar I accidentally spilled while I was coming through. That's my fault. I apologize. It'll
Clumsy,
go away
idiot
soon.
kobold.
I understand. You're upset, but the smell will go away soon enough. I do have one bit of news for you that might be of interest to you. North of the town of Lonelywood, there's a little forest. I think you probably know it. The people of Tin Towns do use that forest for various things, but there are some druids living there who are awakening some beasts. I thought it might be interesting for you to hunt some intelligent beasts. A little bit of a change of pace for you.
I should add that these druids are very, very specifically working for the Frost Maiden.
Right, I did mean to mention that. That is true.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
I think you're probably better at persuasion.
Probably. Persuasion. I'm proficient.
Kind of mulls it over. What do you think, Melthorond? Silence. Ha! Kind of snorts. Your silence is all that I need to know. I care not for their problems. What happens in their domain is their problem to deal with, beyond my power.
I understand it wasn't meaning just for their sake, but also just to alleviate some boredom if you happen to have any. Just a thought.
I can spend my time how I deem it.
I was just giving you one more option.
I grow tired. Leave my domain before I change my mind.
Alright, so let me get my friends and our steed, and we'll be right out of here.
I feel like I'm meeting a celebrity here or something. It's pretty exciting. Here, let me. I don't keep a whole lot of pocket change, but what I do have, I'll add to your hoard if you'd like. I've only got 5 silver and a handful of copper.
I have 2 gold here.
Hey,
Yeah, let's make a little tribute for you, just to show that we appreciate your time and consideration.
It ponders this and waves a claw as if to say, without wordlessly, proceed.
Alright, I've got 5 silver and 6 copper to add to the pile, and
And I just dropped 2 gold into it as I passed by.
Alright, you do so. And as such, Sonar comes out.
Quebecca's gonna be as much behind Sonar as he can without seeming conspicuous about it.
Alright.
And he's gonna drop 2 gold in the pile as he passes as well.
You just gotta you kind of bowl them over, just so you don't have to be seen.
how about other trophies? You like other things?
She ponders this for a minute as Meepo, you bring Morte Blanca out, right?
Right.
Alright. Honk!
I meant...
The dragon turns.
He's not for sale.
A wicked gleam comes into the dragon's eye. A fitting tribute this creature is. I will claim it.
I'd rather you didn't.
The creature, the dragon, Arveatrace, the ancient white worm of Icewind Dale, towers over Yunipo. You would defy me?
Please be understanding, Great One. This creature is our means of traversing the ice. Without it, we'd be stranded out there, as good as dead.
And useless to you.
Make a persuasion check, not with advantage this time. That is not a problem that I need to deal with. I claim this creature as tribute.
That's not usually how tribute works, but
Did I ask for your opinion, whelp? The dragon roars over towards you.
I mean, no, but
Then be a good kobold and be silent. Oh, my friend Melthorond will cast his spells upon you. Melthorond! Silence.
Will he really?
He's being stubborn.
well, how about this? Why don't we make a deal here? Your friend is, you clearly trust his opinions, right?
Yes, he is my most trusted companion. We have been through many years together.
Well, how about we maybe make a little deal or a game of sorts? I've got something else here I was gonna offer as tribute when I was talking about trophies. Got the head of a yeti that I slew out in the wastes. And I was planning on offering this, not the bird. Perhaps if your friend sees this yeti as an unfit offering as opposed to the bird, perhaps a measly little kobold like myself he would smite down for my insolence. But, you know, maybe you should let him decide which is a more fitting tribute in that sense.
So, in short, if he smites him down, then you keep the bird. But if he doesn't smite him down, then you keep the Yeti head, right?
That's what I'm offering. Just a little bit of a moment to let your friend decide what should be a part of your hoard.
A fine idea. Elthorond, choose. Smite him down for his insolence.
From the upstairs, can I see this Melthorond character?
You certainly can.
I'm so glad I rolled high enough on my perception.
Oh my god. So, first things first, Skanuk, you see on the back of your head, on the back of Arvatrace's back in the saddle, you see a corpse. Just a corpse of an individual. Just there. And then you suddenly think, oh, that's why they weren't talking. She has a dead body on her back.
Oh, now. How long dead does he look?
Years. Like, it's like he's a skeleton at this point. Like, the beard is still, like, is frozen to the body. Like, there's, like, still hair there. But it is frozen to the body. Savage. Oh my god. Make a deception check? With it, because of the circumstances, with advantage, because, yeah. Okay, Jesus. What's her insight? What is her insight? Or rather, what's her wisdom? She's not proficient in insight. You are so goddamn fucking lucky. You suddenly see Arvatrace suddenly stiffen. So you finally decided to talk after all this time? Well, fine. She kind of starts grumbling to herself. Fine. The bird is yours.
And this fine tribute of a kill that I am very proud of shall be added to your hoard. I thank your friend for his mercy and understanding.
Yes.
Go
And
now,
you for
before
your
I change my mind.
magnanimity.
All right, and Hawks will depart.
Yes, you all do, one by one.
Wh- Bush, we're getting out of here.
Yeah, you are getting the
Let's go, Bean.
You're getting the heck out of here. Whatever is
As
in
you
the rest of
guys-
the... go ahead.
As you guys leave, you see Snucklick already harnessing up the boat, and he looks up and says, "Oh, you lived."
Yes, Maltheron. Of course. Still, I hate it when you overwrite. You undermine my authority. Ah!
You just hear that mumbling to herself in Draconic. So one by one, you leave the wreck of the Dark Duchess. And one by one, you all leave. And for surviving an encounter with our Veatrace, you are now all level 5.
Did
Woo! We lived against an ancient dragon.
we get the alcohol, or did we?
Oh, you got
just
the
leave
alcohol.
it?
You have
Oh, we-
those 5
we
bottles.
took it.
You
We
had
had
already
it.
gotten them
Oh
before.
yeah,
We didn't steal
Yeah,
it. We traded for it. It's different.
Yeah, you
that's
traded.
true.
And it was in the kobold stuff and not the dragons.
Level up character.
You
Does
have
that
no
work for artificer?
idea how lucky you are that insight check failed.
It was just a bird.
I
And
was
all of our lives.
just because you mentioned the skeletal hands before. I was kind of hedging my bets on it
Right,
being
I was-
some sort of, and like, oh well, he would smite me if he didn't like my offering. Well, looks like he didn't smite me, is what I was hoping.
Yeah.
I
From
think
the,
Savage driving it home though guaranteed that it wasn't something she would. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
so
that was
clutch. That was so clutch.
I was kind of expecting that kind of character where it had like some sort of thing on its back that wasn't actually talking or was talking telepathically from the way that the kobolds were talking. But I wasn't 100% sure. But when you said he saw the skeletal hand, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they kind of. I was dropping hints like in the best ways that I could.
Yeah. And I caught those hints. I just wasn't sure. And I thought Hawks' plan is pretty good. And then I looked over and Savage is telepathically talking to it, and I was like, I forgot he could talk to the dragon.
Oh.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's another use of the.
What does a cleric get at level 5?
That's another for me and Savage. Another use of the draconic roar now,
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
and also another use for me of my giant's might, and also the greatest
undead.
fighter trait of all:
Ah, yes, attacking twice.
attack twice.
I have destroy undead now, so
Beautiful.
next time we're fighting undead, instead of turning it, I can just blast it.
So anyway, I started blasting.
Yeah. God.
Oh my.
If she had noticed Canuck, he
Mm.
might have just died. He might have just died on the spot.
Canuck just kind of, I'm out of here.
Mm.
It would have been bad.
Oh my goodness. Well, congratulations, guys. It's so funny. There's specific ways you level up at this part in the module, and one of those specific ways is not dying to her and surviving the encounter by either running away or just living.
Or killing her.
Not
Not gonna happen,
No,
but-
no.
Oh.
Oh boy.
But if we did kill her, we'd level up for sure.
Well, I would be very impressed if you did.
I would too. I'd probably be crying.
All right. Well, I'm gonna
And
end
maybe
this,
laughing
I'm gonna end the session here. A little bit earlier than we usually do, but I think it's a fitting end.
I think that's alright. Eldath was with us the whole time.
Yeah, Eldath was with you.
Eldath has been very, very, very much with us.
All your shenanigans. All right. Thank you for watching. For everyone who has been, and for that new viewer who was in chat.
And-
Yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Have a good night.